All right, let's do a cheers to the Snobies and Safe Liquid Beer for the podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
It's not static, AM radio.
It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go. Everybody's tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromella intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock of lager with some sirloin bites.
Can you feel it? The buzz in the air as the Edmonton Oilers get set to host bitter rival, the Vancouver Canucks. If you like hockey, hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube today as the Oilers and the Canucks, dare I say, get set to do battle.
Punch me, Pius.
Oh, God, punch me, Pius, indeed. That's a good drop. It's a good drop.
Quite a, as we were saying before the show, Tales of the North bred for mornings like this. This is you've got full play. The roster, the incident from the other night.
Tales of the North is going to be absolutely incredible today. We will have that for you at 6:30.
Should almost have done an act for each hour.
Almost could have, like part one. We almost could have done that.
Yeah.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in today. As many in the city call for revenge against Connor Garland for taking a cross check to the face.
You can't get it on Tyler Myers tonight.
No, that's the thing. I did tweet last night about Evan Bouchard being like, everybody's talking about revenge for McDavid being held, and Bouchard's like, I got cross-checked in the face. Somebody want to avenge me, please?
Hello?
You know what I want to see today? I want to see a retaliation/revenge holding call against the Oilers on Connor Garland.
On Quinn Hughes.
Like nothing dirty.
Yeah.
Just a good old-fashioned holding and tugging and holding him down briefly. Like the exact same thing, but back at Connor Garland to show him who's boss.
Yeah, they don't really have a star player that you can kind of stack up against.
Yeah, might as well go at yeah. I do like the idea of the story tonight being after the game. Oilers get holding revenge. Hold down Quinn Hughes for 8 seconds. Get penalized. Oh, people would lose their mind. People would absolutely lose their mind. It should be. Look, we have a busy show today. I mean, we probably have too much. In fact, Eric, there's probably not a lot of time for fooling around today.
No, I think the hangout will be 10 to 11. I think we should just kind of,
Yeah. Well, you're on the hangout today, aren't you?
Well, that's my.
And are you on the hangout when Brundon makes his debut?
Yes, I'm the backstory here, but Brundon will be making his debut on the hangout today.
He was doing sports reads yesterday.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and on the EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager. I thought he did well. But I'm excited to see Brendan, who, if you're not familiar with it, our practicum student right now from Nate.
He did a blog at Nate.
Did he really?
Yeah, which I've read a few.
You gotta appreciate the college blog grind.
Yeah, right?
I really do. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Was it on WordPress? WordPress was always great for blogging. How many of you had a blog in the day for some time, like even if you just did one? And what was it about?
Had an account, never did one.
Never did one. You signed up, you're like, maybe I'll do a blog.
It sat there, I made like a template.
Yeah. You had the look? Like it looked good?
When I was with Tide. Because he was,
yes.
So I kind of got the blogging bug,
Low
you know? I was like,
he almost got you on board as a blogger.
Close. Yeah.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
How many years were you working with Tide there? Because you were with Fraze and I as like a number 3, and then you would do the show with Low Tide.
Yeah.
How many years?
I don't recall. It went by so quick.
Was it 3 years or a year or something?
Because Connor took jury duty.
He did have jury
Connor
duty.
Alley, yeah, and that's why
Is that how it started? And then you just stayed
jury
there?
duty. And you're not supposed to take it when you're in the media.
I've never even been offered jury duty.
I'd like to be offered, but you'd have. I wonder if this. Well, no. I'd say don't.
Don't take a jury
It depends
duty?
on the case. You could be there for.
Are you allowed to
Can't leave.
Are you allowed to do videos from your hotel room while you're at jury duty?
I'm sure that's totally fine.
Hey guys, you will not believe the murder case that I've got on my hands on right
Going
now.
live from the courtroom.
If we have any other victims out there,
Keep it down.
please text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you are watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up. We got a great show. Let's lay this out for you. And we're going to get to an early fan zone again today. And the question will be, and you can chime in on this, what do you want to see in the Oilers and Canucks game tonight? What are you expecting to see in the Oilers and Canucks game tonight from a brouhaha standpoint?
I think on a 2-game slide, you want to win.
I thought Rick Talk had a great quote yesterday when they were asking about it. He's like, yeah, he was holding him. Rick Talk, it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? But do you imagine a world where like Corey Perry takes a cheap shot at Connor Garland? I don't think so. I might be wrong on this, but I don't think so.
He didn't do anything.
That's the thing.
So no, I don't. Maybe. I mean, maybe that's I don't know. And some
he held Connor McDavid. I mean, through this whole process, Connor Garland should be third on the list. Like you can debate like how this thing broke down. Is it all on Connor McDavid's? Is it all Connor McDavid's fault? Or is it officiating because they let him get frustrated and then but Connor Garland's like third on the list of people to blame in this situation, I think.
Who's number 2?
Officiating.
Oh, okay.
Or McDavid.
Okay.
McDavid. Like McDavid officiated 1-2 depending on how you flip.
Just wondering.
Connor Garland.
Connor
Garland did something that should have been a penalty, but it wasn't called a penalty.
But Tyler Myers really is your public enemy number 1 in terms of like
Tyler Myers is flying under the radar here.
Initiating payback here. But it's because everybody hates Bouchard.
Well, you know what?
It could happen to anybody else. But.
It probably should be that. But how many fans sat there, watched the game, and were like, huh, maybe they'll knock some sense into him? You know, like I could see that being a thing.
Well, he deserves
as well.
Yeah.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Are you expecting anything to happen tonight? Do you really even want to see anything from a physicality standpoint happen tonight? We'll get into that with an early fan zone around 6:20 today. Tales of the North at 6:30. That hurts coming up just after 6:30 today. We will crack some packs this morning because I'm actually not going to be in tomorrow. Marshall's got an out-of-town hockey tournament, so we're leaving town early this afternoon.
Which means out-of-town parents' room at the hotel, eh?
I don't think we're one of those teams. Well, I don't think it's going to be a big party zone type of thing.
Not a lot of whoop up.
No, I mean, there'll probably be a few drinks, but a couple years ago in Canmore, one of our dads was hospitalized. Like, I don't think that will happen again.
And you don't think, because you're learning your
different
lesson
team.
is, different people.
Okay. More mature.
No key dish.
Now. Yeah, I wonder if it gets that far at out-of-town tournaments.
Look, I'm sure there's a team out there, hey?
That's only if your kid has a chance to make the show. Then you start sleeping with other parents.
Yeah. Is this my team jacket or yours? That doesn't matter.
We're going to crack some packs around 6:50 today for Wayne Sports Cards. It'll be Phrase in with LTE tomorrow.
Yeah.
PWHL cards available for the first time with the young guns and everything from Upper Deck. So we're going to crack those bad boys. I took a pack home to the Muzz yesterday.
Oh, that's nice.
I should have seen her face light up when I was like, look at this. PWHL cards with girls just like you. She was like, she was very, very excited about it. She's excited to go to that game. Get some tickets to go see that game.
Smashing the attendance there,
yeah. No, it's great. It's great to see the support and success of that league right now. Bruce Boudreau is going to join us just after 7 o'clock. Did you see Filthy Bruce on the On Right show earlier in the week?
What was he doing?
He forgot his dress shoes. So he was in a suit, and he said he's got cool blue shoes anyway. I tweeted a video of it. It gets lost in the shuffle. But a couple nights ago, I tweeted a video of it. And he said about my cool blue shoes anyway. And then he just wore like regular white socks and said they match his shirt, so it doesn't matter. He's an all-timer. Like Bruce Boudreau is absolutely the best.
He should have station slippers there, you would think.
At TSN, yeah.
Wear whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're Bruce Boudreau, for goodness sakes. Anyway, Filthy Bruce will join us just after 7. Fired up for Gemco Fireplaces on the way. We will build an EST parlay for the Oilers game tonight. Dave Naylor's going to pop by to set up the Bills and Chiefs, and we'll dabble in the Commanders and the Eggless. We'll get to that in a second.
ELGESSE. That's the chant, isn't it?
How bad?
Go Birds.
I don't know if anybody else saw this, but let me just bring it up again. This was Philadelphia's mayor. I don't know if it was at like a pep rally or something, but she was talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is how she got everybody. This is how she got everybody going.
Let me hear you all say ELGLES Eagles.
E-L.
Let me hear you all say ELGLES Eagles.
She flubs on the A, and it does sound like she's trying to maybe get it out and her brain slips there, but the rest is fine.
Is ELGSES. There's 2 S's in there.
Do it again.
I mean, that's what they put on. That's what they put on the shirts in Washington.
Let me hear you all say ELGLES.
She says S. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else tries to drown her out. I think the staff came to her rescue midway through.
Yell louder, please.
Yell that L really loud. Yeah.
I mean, everybody could spell the name of their team wrong at some point.
Well, you're in front of the mic. It's
you're nervous.
Maybe she didn't even plan for this. Like, it was just a spur of the moment thing, and then you're midway through the word, you're like, oh man, I was really stuck.
How can you expect somebody to spell Eagles correctly if it's just right on the spot? Right? That's a tough one. Tough luck.
Let me hear you all say ELGLES Eagles.
See, that guy was carrying it. She should have just stepped
There's
aside.
another guy in there who is properly spelling
from the back
Eagles correctly. But yeah, that's a tough one. Tough look there. Anyway, Naylor will join us just after 7:30 today. I got beef for Acme Meats going down around 7:45. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Then a GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast. That'll be happening around 8:20ish today because we got Jeff Patterson from the Rink-Wide Show and Canucks Army. He's going to pop by around 8:30 to hear what the conversation has been like on the other side of this thing. In Vancouver. Matt Sakaris was on the Reed Wilkins show late in the Reed Wilkins show yesterday, and I thought he was great. Sakaris is terrific. If you missed that, you could subscribe to the Reed Wilkins show podcast, or you can find it on YouTube as well. Scalding hot takes around 8:45 today, and then the Marmot Basin Snow Report and the wrap for William Huff. How's the hot takes coming together?
Great. I'm sitting on 3.5 right now.
Yeah, 3.5. Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's nice to have the show breed a few as well. Keep
there might be something that pops up along the way. YouTube, Trev, how are the takes?
Redemption.
Just writing down all 8 of my takes right now.
8 takes?
Yeah, I've got 8.
Oh, look at this guy!
I shouldn't have said that because I'm gonna lose now. But
you're a takes machine.
They've been coming hot lately. I'm not gonna lie. It took me maybe like 10-15 minutes last night, boys. Like, that's significant progress.
Just flowing.
While I was making ribs,
What?
And rice and peas. I had a just grand
You
old
made
supper last night. I made a really
You
yes,
made
yes.
supper for yourself.
Yes, I did.
But you
And-
didn't shower this morning.
No, I didn't. Yeah, it would. Okay, I will say it was tough. It was tough getting up. As much as it's worth it, I'm just like, oh, like I'm not like springing out of bed. I'm like, it's
You're
tough.
grinding to that shower early in the
Yes,
morning.
but then once you're in the shower, that's when it starts hitting you. Like, oh, this is a good decision. But yeah, shout out Corey from Acme Meats. His barbecue sauce was all over my ribs last night.
Was it? What a
Yes.
night. And then you're just coming up with takes too.
And takes were just coming.
Wow, good for
was
you,
flowing.
buddy. Man,
Everything
we
was
might have a
flowing.
great day today because I like my takes today too.
Oh, well,
yeah,
let's
this
go.
could be a real scalding hot
I like
type of
it.
day.
Well, I like it.
All right, so that's coming down the pipe. Like we said, it is a busy show today. Let's get into your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Roar. ORELRLS. Let's
Canucks.
go, Oilers. Canucks. Oh, that's funny. Who was that from? That was from Erica over in the nasty chat. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And of course on YouTube. Do I even need to ask politely? But thumbs up for the crew 40 away from changing 100. Let's do that before 6:30 this morning. Morning announcements last night. Quite a few things to get to. The Leafs lose to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Did you see that tilt last night?
Well, I was still. It was Adam Fantilli. That's all I mean.
the
Can you
hat trick
imagine
with the
scoring
mom
a
there.
hat trick in Toronto of all places
With your family in
mom.
attendance.
I mean, we'll be talking about this for some time.
That was a pretty cool moment.
No, I know, but
They'll
it
never-
kind of takes the shine off the Leafs losing at home to the Blue Jackets 5-1.
They'll never forget the night their son got a hat trick because Mathieu Olivier and Ryan Reeves had an old time throw 'em back scrap. Like there was a stretch there where those two guys, as they used to say, were trading them. They were trading them. Mathieu Olivier's 10th fight of the year. Ryan Reeves' first fight of the year. I guess you can't go if you can't find a dance partner, eh?
Well, and if you're suspended for
Yeah.
throwing hits half the time, don't get a lot of time out there.
Anyway, big.
Did you hear what Austin
big
Matthews
fight.
said though? Wanting a little more energy from that Toronto crowd.
Did he actually say that? Oh boy. He tried to play hockey with a goalie stick last night. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Austin Matthews lost his stick last night, kind of got tied up with the goalie. Both of their sticks dropped. Merzlikins picked up Matthews' stick. So then Matthews picked up the goalie stick and held it like a player for a couple of seconds and then dropped it and then said after the game, and I missed the need more energy from the fans comment, but I did see I guess I need to dive into the rule book a little bit more comment because of the goalie stick, not holding the goalie stick. The Winnipeg Jets, they won in overtime. Pionk with the winner last
A
night.
little Taves smoke as well, hey? Little Johnny T back from Kuala Lumpur.
I didn't see this.
Jets are looking at
Are they?
oh yeah. Manitoba boy, that's quite the homecoming.
Wouldn't that be
Quite
wouldn't
the
that
bump.
be something?
Yeah, I don't know what we shall see, but
Been gone for a while.
Yeah.
But, he's their Klingberg. He's a Winnipeg Klingberg. That's what this is. Did you see SGA last night?
yeah.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 54 points, career high for the Canadian kid. 54 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks for the OKC Thunder last night, joining only one other player in the history of the game to put together a 54-8-5-3-2 stat line. I'll give you one guess who it was.
Oh, I know.
Who was it? Who was it? I wonder who it was. I wonder who else.
It wasn't Michael Jordan.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, you can rule him out of the guessing
Oh,
game.
well, then it must have been the GOAT.
Steve Christie.
LeBron James, the only other player to put up that stat line.
What a combination. That is like a locker combination you read. What was it? 54-8-5-3-2, right? Or is that-
Yeah, it's actually funny because I have an R after the 8. So 54 and then 8 to the right. And then 5A, 3S, and 2B.
yeah, that should be your new password or something. Like that.
What a night, though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he's got to get an MVP at some point.
Well, I think it's in the mail already.
Go back and look at
DHL will have it to him by the end of the season.
Go back and look at Steve Nash's MVP. Steve Nash was winning MVP, averaging 18 points a game. Can you imagine? And I know Nash did other things, but
different era.
Come on, like SGA's a 30-point-a-game guy. I gotta figure this one out. This text is in from RBM today. It says LeBron sucks. Of course he does. Obviously.
He only
had
so long.
54 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals in a single game.
Celtics visiting the Lakers tonight in a classic.
LKRSEA.
Celtics.
Jimmy Butler suspended 2 more games. I like how he doesn't want to be around the Heat. The Heat,
it's a win-win.
Can't trade him yet, so he'll just keep doing different things to get suspended.
Yeah.
And they'll just keep suspending. This one, he missed the flight, so he got 2 games. Jimmy Butler has now been suspended 9 games. That's $3.1 million. Do you know how many people Connor McDavid could slash in the face for $3.1 million? And that's like, what would that be? I don't know, like 15 guys. 15 guys. That would be incredible. $3.1 million bucks Jimmy Butler has lost just due to suspensions so far this season. I mean, that could have been that hurts. We're going to dive into the fan zone here.
It's a lot of Anthony Santanders you can buy for that.
How many Santanders could you get for that Jimmy Butler money? Adam in Quebec City says, no mention about the absolute chaos in Champions League yesterday. Tell me, Eric. Tell me about chaos and Champions League.
We don't want to drive the numbers down. I told you the Nebraska basketball game, the putt for the Porsche. You saw that?
I did see that.
And Dex says John Anderson Taves.
John Anderson Taves.
That could be a sneaky. That could get you to AW. Imagine? 3 words. 3 words could get you to AW.
His middle name isn't Anderson, is it? Can you imagine it? Jonathan Taves' middle name is Anderson. Jonathan Anderson Taves.
Come on. Hit me.
Be like a scary goat and fall over.
Brian. With a Y.
That's of course.
That just Brian with a Y.
Brian with a Y. All right, let's dive into the fan zone here. Fan zone for fansfirst.ca. People are loving it. My buddy Potsy sold his tickets on Fans First. 5 fans, 4 fans, no fees.
Fan zone
at the fan zone. Fansfirst.ca. You want to go to the game tonight and you want to pay the least amount of money possible? Fansfirst.ca is where you can do that.
They must be doing a Creed offer as well, hey?
I mean, it's all of the NHL tabs, and then there is a Creed tab in there. Yeah. All right, Trev, let's bring you in on this one. You're kind of our Oilers fanboy here. What do you like? Do you want to see any sort of physical crank up tonight in this hockey game? And do you actually think we would see it?
I think regardless of what happened prior to, it's becoming a rivalry, a bitter rivalry. So I think just going into every game against the Canucks going forward, you're going to get a lot of physicality. And that just stems from the playoffs last year. So you add this into the mix. Obviously, there's going to be extra tensions. But at the same time, like you play to win. Like I don't want the Oilers to do anything stupid. They're the oldest team. They're a veteran team. Play like it tonight. Don't buy into any of the Canucks games. Instead, let them take the penalties. Try and get them to make some mistakes. So that's the way I'd approach this. They're all veterans, and I feel like Knoblach doesn't even have to mention that. But that's kind of how I'd go about it. But I'm expecting a physical one tonight, and if you're not, I'd be very surprised if there's nothing out there. There's going to be something. There's probably going to be a fight, but don't give in to their game. Play a veteran game. You're an old team.
Like you don't want to get completely thrown off the rails by running around tonight.
No.
They win if that happens. That's
who wins. The Canucks. Vancouver wins. If
not maybe on the scoreboard, but they win. That's their point. That's
like they're going to poke at you. They're going to poke at you. Instead, you know what? The Oilers need to poke at them. Try and get them to get some penalties. Get them to take some stupid penalties. And yeah, like I'm getting at, these guys are all vets. They're old vets. It's the oldest team in the league. So they've got some youngins on the team. Maybe pretend to drop the gloves and then get them to drop them early and skate off. I could see Corey Perry doing that. He's done it many times, so that's kind of what I'm expecting tonight. They're nasties.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. What are you expecting tonight? I know some people yesterday popped up in conversation across shows that I was on, Oil Stream, Nielson Show, whatever. They will know a lot about this team on the amount of pushback they have tonight. And I don't know if, let's say tonight's just a hockey game. Tonight's just a hockey game.
And they're missing their best player.
Without Connor McDavid.
Just saying.
And they lost to the Canucks with him. So what can you really expect?
So again, they win tonight, and we're talking about trade proposals. That'll be the show tomorrow.
Well, what if tonight, like Eric, if tonight ends up being both teams kind of just went through the motions and the Oilers won 4-1. Like, are you going to look at that and go, how did they not crank things up a little bit? How did they not show their captain that, hey, we're going to go out and beat these guys down for you, hitting everything that moves? Like, does that change your opinion of the team at all? Because for some people, I think they're like waiting to see that. And if it doesn't happen, they're going to be like, this team has no killer instinct.
No, I think it's the same with Skinner. And you look at his performances, up, down, snip, snap, snip, snap. So if they go out, win, what as you say, 4-1, hypothetically, I think that gets forgotten about. I think you move on and again, the Canucks are in a free fall right now. You know, like they're not. This is you want to beat them, like you really want to get revenge or some sort of redemption on whatever happens Saturday night. You come away with 2 points and leave them with none. That's it. It's pretty simple. It's not slap shot.
Trevor Skinner.
Hello. That's good. I got that a lot at Rogers. It's a Stuart Skinner lookalike night. And I was like, understandable. And I also got a free Pepsi the other day. So it's like, you look like Stuart Skinner.
And they got you a Pepsi?
Yeah.
So you're living your best life right now, Trev.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
What else did you want to add to that?
Yeah, like I think if you were to ask Connor McDavid at the end of the game, like you ask a fan and you ask McDavid wants the win, and I feel like that's all that matters. He'd be more happy in his teammates and his teammates if they go out there and they get a 4-1 win, regardless if they show any animosity, bring up the heat. But if you ask a fan that, they're gonna want a little bit of both. But I think at the end of the day, you beat them where it counts, and that's on the score sheet. So that's just, I feel like, what McDavid would be more happy about. I don't think he'd care, like, they didn't hit enough for me. They got the job done.
Nobody gave Connor Garland a stinky glove.
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah, Connor Garland would rather take the stinky glove than a stick right to the face.
He would.
So we'll see what happens. Bone says, if it's not a physical game, I will expect a statement from the team. That's pretty funny. All right, 780-218-9999. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Flexible payment options. Do not pay for 1 year at Paris Jewelers. 22 stores in 4 provinces, including just right here in Edmonton and West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, and St. Albert Centre. Check them out online at parisjewelers.com. All right, on the other side of 6:30 here, after the update, we've got Tales of the North. We've got That Hurts. We're going to be cracking some packs and more of your thoughts on the upcoming tilt tonight between the Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. GSB is in and says, man, I fell into a black hole last night. I don't watch much basketball. Just feels boring until the fourth quarter, but SGA is insane. There is no one point guard like him, and his mid-range game is the best in the league. It's a lost start. The mid-range game is a lost start, and SGA gets himself to a lot of 15 and 16 footers, and it's impressive, man. The guy's impressive, and he's yours, Canada. Yeah, he's yours, Canada. All right, let's get to an update for Nisku Glass. Tales of the North, less than 5 minutes away.
Just 4 games last night in the NHL. Adrian Kempe with the winner as the Kings would rally over the Panthers 2-1. Neil Pionk had the game-winning goal in overtime. Jets getting past Colorado 3-2. Blue Jackets pumping the Leafs 5-1. Adam Fantilli, his first NHL hat trick, and the Devils snapping a 4-game slide with a 5-1 victory over Boston. Oilers hosting Vancouver tonight, looking to snap a 2-game slide. The GCL Diesel pregame show comes your way at 6 here on EST with Tom Gazzola. You can also join Tom and Hernan Salas following tonight's action for the GCL Diesel post-game show. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put up the most points ever by a Canadian in the NBA with 54. As he led the Thunder over the Jazz 123-114 in NBA action. Second in the West, meanwhile, knocking off first in the East as the Rockets take it 109-108 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Raptors, they'll visit Atlanta tonight in one of 9 games around the association. Also the Celtics in LA to battle the Lakers. Sports Update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal. Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu. Well, there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all on the back end. Like Brzezinski and Noodles, Gadrick and Gator. If it's a bumper to Kuban to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Sharky's always on time. Tommy's always late. Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We want to hear some hot takes and we want to hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I want to kiss away? He left the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about Atlantic Games? Macramel, Rapaport, Dragger, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. All about him in person. Dusty go forth. What say you? AM Nasty crew. We got the Nielson show flu. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about it.
Makes my day.
Oilers and Canucks makes your day tonight. The Nielson Show brought to you by Southfort Chevrolet. Check them out, www.southfortchev.com. 90-day payment deferrals in January or up to $10,000 cash back to help pay off the holidays or whatever else you might let get built up over 2024. Of course, they're available on an approved credit basis. Drive a little, save a lot. Go see Daniel and the team, the family-friendly environment out at Southfort Chevrolet. Bronx, the Boilermakers, in it says, can you put Tecmo Super Bowl games on YouTube when your league starts? I would watch it. Thanks, Dusty. I do like to tease you about LeBron just to see your passion. That's it from Bronx, the Boilermaker. The plan is for our full regular season of Tecmo to eventually be on a Twitch channel.
Still preseason, right?
Yeah, people are still preseason. We haven't got to generating a schedule.
Yes.
Just yet.
The CFL sits back and laughs.
People in the CFL office.
Look at these schmucks.
People in the CFL office every day are like, where's that Tecmo League schedule? But we have to figure out how many people, like Trev, for example, do you want to be a part of the Tecmo Super Bowl League?
Of course.
Okay. All right. See, so we're already at a 5-man schedule. I'm sure Glue Guy will want to be in it.
Yeah.
I don't know about Zacticum.
Zach's in.
Oh, wow. He's going to have to find the time to play games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
he's going to have to come in a little bit earlier to get in his regular season games.
Well, the time zone scheduling, you can, there'll be like East Coast, West Coast kickoffs.
I was thinking of like scheduling a 2 guys have to commit every Monday night to play like around 7 p.m. And then we have it as our own Monday Nighter, which would be, join us on YouTube tonight for the Monday Nighter.
I'll be at Central Casino Sports.
You'll be there. It'll be, it should be a lot of fun.
Very for it.
Yeah. So we, even Benny, who does Hello Hockey, he's like, let me know if you need help setting up the Twitch stuff. I was like, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yes, we'll definitely contact you.
Yeah. So anyway, Bronx the Boilermaker, once we launch the Tecmo Bowl regular season, and we will be streaming it, you'll be able to find it on an Edmonton Sports Talk Twitch channel. Lucas is into the chat this morning asking for a conch. Guys, can you give a conch to former CFLer and local boy Ajo on signing an NFL contract? Riders losing a good one. A lot of potential there, I still think, of him.
A lot of potential that was still, I don't think, fully excavated yet, but we'll see.
He signed with Indianapolis
Yeah.
in the National Football League. I called the one game where he went off for over 100 yards in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit of a freak. Like physically, he's
he's a freak, yeah.
Physically, he's a freak. So best of luck to Ajo signing that deal down in the NFL. All right, we got that Hurts coming up. That'll be tied into the National Football League a little bit here as well. And the Crack Pack, PWHL packs for the first time in history of the Crack Pack. So we will get to that. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio today. Were you still around when the Popeyes arrived yesterday?
No.
You missed out on the Popeyes. Trev, what'd you end up having yesterday? Did you go spicy or regular chicken sandwich?
Well, Hernan and I were in a game of NHL 94,
Yeah.
so everyone took the spicy sandwiches.
No.
But
So spicy was a more popular choice.
yes,
That's interesting.
but I mean, you can't go wrong with either. It was so good. Just the softest of buns and the nice crunch of the chicken.
It's a very nice combination, isn't
Yeah,
it? It was
it
good.
is.
Just delivered by Uber Eats right to our doorstep.
It was brilliant.
Very convenient for everybody, for the boys to get lunch. Like it was.
It smelled so good in here.
I ended up having one of their value menu chicken wraps, like a small chicken wrap. It was good. And then Tommy and I split 5 nugs.
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah,
What
and then-
flavor?
Just the regular ones, but we had the blackened ranch dip, which was delicious. So we each had 2, and then there was 1 left. And Tommy said, "Hey, do you want that?" And I said to him, "No, you can have it." But I kind of did want it. And
You lady into the tramp, did you?
I thought he would say, no, you can have it. But instead he said, "I'll have it." And he took it. And I was like, "Oh man, I thought you'd do the reverse. No, you have it."
Well, you both
But he didn't.
offered. Then
We
it's
did both
free
offer.
game. It's free game after that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I guess it's true. I thought maybe there'd be the third one coming back, but that's okay. All right. Man, this hair is really getting in my face today. All right, let's get into Tales of the North here. What can we say about the Canucks and the Oilers tonight, eh?
We don't have enough time in this segment. That's
All right. Let's set this bad boy up. The only way. Man, there's hair from this wig right in my eye now. Jeez Louise. All right. Let's set this bad boy up the only way we know how with a little Tales of the North.
Who owns the North? Who owns the North? Show me!
Garland VF1, you show 97 no respect. With the whistles away, the bastards will play, while Bob of House Chad does object.
Tonight in the North, 2 bitter rivals renew hostilities in the District of Ice. The bad blood boils following a fearsome finish just 5 nights before. Now McDavid the Magical, the Mystic, must watch from above due to the heavy hand of Peros the Punisher. Garland the Grappler, the Halfling of Holding, a Turtleneck Terror, the Uncut, will remain in the war after taking McDavid's shaft to the face. In reality, thy real enemy hides in plain sight, like a sheep in zebra's clothing. Will the protection be provided tonight, or will the whistles be put away? These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Oh, Khaleesi, it burns when I feel Di Giuseppe.
Tales of the North for the Canucks and the Oilers tonight. You got it?
Oh,
okay.
Well, yeah. I think
Kind of
you
was
both-
brought
you
to
both
my
kinda-
attention on Twitter last night. I was like, I'm going to roll with that one. Trev, did you enjoy that? I think you liked that one.
Changing 100?
What changing 100?
Always like them, man. That's so good. I love
Time
it
today.
I cackle so much, man.
I like when there's extra juice for a Tales of the North.
No,
Like when there's been a suspension or
More than
somebody
enough
new
to
joins
work
the team. Like
Yeah,
it just
there's a lot.
really
and
cranks
true
it up.
Tales of the North when 2 Canadian teams really, I mean,
That helps, too.
That's the full.
Lots of ammo that you guys had there, and you used it very well. That was great.
Yeah, shout out to a few people. Garland the Grappler, the Halfling of Holding, These are all suggestions that came my way on X last night. So pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. If you like Tales of the North, hammer the thumbs up for us over on Twitter this morning. 3 guests on the show today. Kind of loaded. Bruce Boudreau just after 7. Dave Naylor just after 7:30. Jeff Patterson on the other side of this Oilers Canucks thing. He's going to join us around 8:30 today as well. Mikey really liked the sheep in zebras clothing. Hey, I was struck as I was scripting this thing last night. I got to the McDavid shaft to the face line, and then I thought, how do I wrap this up? Like, what am I missing?
Wrap it up.
And then I decided, got to get the officials somewhat mentioned in here.
Well, yeah, they were number 2 on your list of 3, right?
They were. I mean, they were right at possibly number 1.
Oh.
Possibly number 1. Whale and the Wolf over on the Nasty says, Dusty, may I suggest using the British delivery of zebra? Is that how it is?
Zebra, yeah. I mean,
Zebra.
with the whole bit, it could have been, yeah. Probably
I guess it
cut
would've-
through maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
Zebra.
Hides in plain sight like a sheep in zebra's clothing.
There you go. Yeah.
That would have worked out all right as well. All right, your reaction to everything. Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. One of you will win text of the day today. We'll get you a gift certificate to A&W. Sausages and Egger, bacon and Egger, $6. 2 of them right now.
And
Tales of the North.
the Oilers play the Canucks today, which means it's a game.
You're right. I almost spit out my tea.
Yeah, no coffee this morning, right? You're back on the tea.
Nah, Tam wasn't happy that I had a coffee yesterday.
Wasn't
I said to her, I had a coffee with velvet
you
cream.
drove home?
She's like, the last thing you need is coffee.
Yeah, well,
Right? So
I don't know.
I was like, okay.
It was just one.
I know.
At this hour, too, it wears off by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I was feeling a nice little boost from that beverage.
Did you have a crash?
No, I went in Wannick's office and actually worked for 2 straight hours.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So it didn't
It
really
kind of kept
give
me
you-
going because I was thinking before we had that I was going to have a nap between shows yesterday.
You were a little frightened at
but
the whole-
instead I just churned out more work.
Tammy doesn't like that coffee breath, probably. Hey? That's
Well, she drinks coffee. How can somebody?
No, but it's
how
not-
can
you
somebody
don't-
with coffee breath look down upon
you don't
someone
like,
else?
You
with
don't like
coffee
other
breath?
people's coffee. You can't smell your own
Yeah.
coffee breath.
All right, let's get to that hurts. For the heavy hitters of injury law, should I do the rest of the show with my hat off? How do you think my hair looks
Sure.
today?
Yeah, no,
it's a little
great.
sloppy,
I don't
but
know.
it's
As long as you
it's a
remain
shaggy look,
front
you know?
facing and not from the back.
Dave Grohl could do this.
You have a thing where you put your cap on and you start from the back, so it always like flares up
I
at
know.
the back.
Tammy always chirps me about that too. She's like, she goes, put your hat on like a normal person. I was like, well, what do you mean? Because I go like this and then I pull it up. And then
it's all.
yeah. I'll just wear it like my grandpa used to wear it, like that.
Sure, yeah. Okay. You got the mesh backing; it works perfectly.
It does work nicely, doesn't it? All right, that hurts for James H. Brown, the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown, personal injury law firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. Incredible. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them at jameshbrown.com today and book your private consultation. Here's what hurts. Every single time I open up Twitter, all I see is somebody else hiring a Detroit Lions coaching staff member.
You can't say you were surprised.
I mean, we lost the defensive line coach. I'm slightly like, okay, enough's enough. What is it? The Yankees took our ribs. The Red Sox took our heart.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Yeah.
that's how I feel. I feel like the Oakland Athletics right now. Like that's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's just gonna be left there nude,
just by himself.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson to the Bears head coach. Aaron Glenn, the DC from the Lions.
And not only losing Ben Johnson, but to a divisional opponent with a quarterback that he really seems to admire. That too has to kind of hurt a little more.
At least I know in critical moments, Ben Johnson's going to call ridiculous plays that backfire for them. So there's that. Aaron Glenn to the Jets as their head coach. And Terrell Williams, who was the defensive coach of the Detroit Lions, the defensive line coach of the Detroit Lions, goes to New England as the DC with Rabel. So they lose their OC, their DC, and their defensive line coach, who I'm assuming if he went to the Pats as DC, would have to have thought he was under consideration to just become the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions as well. Now, here's why it really hurts. Because we didn't win one. Like if you win a Super Bowl and then you lose everything. But we just had, our vital organs ripped apart and we have nothing to show for it prior, which really hurts. Like that, I get it. You win a Super Bowl and somebody takes your offensive coordinator, whatever. We got one. That's not the case here. All we got was a very disappointing loss in our first playoff game of the season, of the playoffs against the Commanders, and now we lose everybody anyway. No, it hurts. It makes me sad.
As a Bills fan, losing Brian Dable and replacing him with Ken Dorsey wasn't really things happen. This is the thing about being a Lions fan too, and I shared the same a few years back. You're now the big cat on the block. Like you're going to get all those. Right? You're going to get all those, and so now the challenge is to replace them. And I think look, who do you have still leading the charge, leading the pride?
The man, the myth, the legend.
So I
Dan
think
Campbell.
He'll get the house straightened out. It sucks now. It hurts now. I get it. But who's to say that, again, you were coming in here hot and heavy on Monday blaming some of the play calling from some of these. So,
deservedly so.
No, but I'm trying to soften the blow for you here in a sense that this could be a blessing in disguise. Who knows?
I don't know if I go as far as blessing in disguise, but might not be the end of the world.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Things
maybe
could get
they
better.
find the next Jordan Maximic,
Because maybe this Lions team now, instead of highly entertaining, right? Like you're watching these games, it's high scoring, but maybe they lock it down a bit more with now who they hire. Never know. It is like one of those, those videos, where the guy opens a box of Twinkies in the middle of the jungle and all the monkeys show up.
I haven't seen that.
Well, it happens a lot. They'll have a box of bananas or something.
Okay, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Indonesia, and
those monkeys come out of nowhere.
And they're just taking everything. That's the NFL, and you're the box of bananas.
Imagine being a monkey and getting to try a Twinkie for the first time.
That rush, that's like you and a coffee.
Man, rushing back to other monkeys, you'll be like, you'll never believe what I had today.
Icing all over your face.
Just, it's squishy and yellow, and it never goes bad. This isn't going to surprise a lot of you, but there was a stretch of my life of about 4 months where I had Twinkies for breakfast every single day. We were on the I was on the truck at Leon's in Lethbridge, and I was the swamper, right, as the other guy. I wasn't the driver of the truck. I was the swamper. That's what he was called, a swamper. Closest I got to being a real man as a swamper on the Leon's delivery truck. And every day, my driver, who really liked the guy, but I wouldn't describe him as the most, motivated individual. He pretty much moved as slow as he possibly could. And if we got things done, we wouldn't go back. We'd go to the warehouse and sleep on couches in the afternoon. I was always just like, sure, man, you're kind of my boss, so I guess I'll also have a nap this afternoon. This is terrific. But yeah, we would stop and fill up the truck every morning, this big delivery truck. And there wasn't like a Tim Hortons or anything at this store. So for 4 straight months, I had 2 Twinkies for breakfast every single day.
Not bad.
No, I was 24 at the time. Different. Not going to pull that off today. But that was a good run.
What'd you wash them down with?
Chocolate milk.
Yeah, that's even better.
I'm still doing the chocolate milk thing.
Yeah.
But I'm off the Twinkies now. That's why anytime Tam complains about my eating, I'm like, hey, at least I'm not having Twinkies every day for breakfast.
Nice. Your offensive line coach, Hank Fraley, as well. No, nothing yet, but
oh God,
he was going to meet up in Chicago. Luke Wilson wants him going to the Seahawks as their new OC.
Yeah, I'm gonna hesitate for comment on that for a little bit.
He said it'd be an elite hire. It hurts right now, but you've still got some losses that they haven't taken your spleen yet.
Yeah, but you can live without a spleen. My mom doesn't have a spleen.
Does she not have a spleen?
She doesn't have a spleen.
Both kidneys?
True story. She was standing on a fence as a child, and a donkey kicked the fence and drove like a nail on the other side of the fence into her spleen. So she had to have it removed. Lived her whole life without a spleen. Can you believe it? I think it was a spleen. You can live without a spleen, right? I'm pretty sure you can live without a spleen.
Did she get to keep it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's in Marshall's room right now. What's that? Oh, that's Nana's spleen for childhood spleen.
And a nice, one of those nicely done up ones, eh? Like,
all right, let's refocus here. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. And if you are listening on TuneIn or iHeart, tell your friends about EST, and of course, text them the link to Edmonton Sports Talk as well.
And your quarterback coach, Mark Brunell, probably on his way to the Jets too. They call it a brain drain.
Let's crack packs.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack! Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old game where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A Crack Pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack.
Ryan from SK to the inbox this morning, the Parachute inbox. Guys, I kind of figured that spleen would be in Bruce's office.
well,
Bruce Boudreau and his great series of collectibles has my mother's childhood spleen.
probably has a room for various organs from.
It might be. Yeah, might actually be a thing. All right, so here's what we got today. Wayne Sports Cards. I mean, I popped into Wayne's yesterday, and for all of my Crack Pack members over on Facebook, we will be doing a break Monday night probably, or Monday afternoonish. I'm going to post it on Sunday just because we're out of town. We don't get back till a little bit later on Sunday night, so I didn't want to schedule anything in there. But I go in yesterday, and Nikki says, I know what you guys are breaking on the show tomorrow. I said, what are we breaking? And she says, the brand new PWHL cards, first edition from Upper Deck,
Beauty.
the first ever female Young Guns ever. That's what we've got our hands on right here. Took one of these packs home to my daughter last night, and I said, Lizzie, look at this. Daddy got you this. And she goes, what? I said, this is the PWHL. These are their own cards. So she was stoked last night. So they gave us a couple of packs that we're going to get into, all from Wayne Sports Cards. If you're not yet been to Wayne's, and quickly, I'll throw out Wayne from Wayne Sports Cards was one of the drivers of actually getting these things done the way they're done. So shout out to Wayne for making sure that this happened with the PWHL. All right. That's just north of West Edmonton Mall there in that Westgate area. All right. Mikola Kava, Akane Shiga, Teresa Vanasova of Ottawa, Sophia Kunin of Minnesota, Samantha Coggin, and I've got Upper Deck portraits of Ella Shelton from New York. Led New York with 7 goals on the way to being a PWHL first All-Star teamer. And she scored the league's first ever goal.
No way.
Yeah, Ella Shelton.
That's a huge card.
That's a big one. I like that one. All right, what do you got?
Starting a league. This is it's funny that
first goal ever.
These are big packs because there's nothing before.
These are the first ones. I really wanted to get
Imagine
a young
cracking
guy.
like the first NHL, like the original NHL. That's
This is history in the making here, people.
And to get the first goal,
like 100 years from now, when they're on like the 100th set of PWHL cards, you're going to remember. You'll probably be dead, likely. You'll remember the morning that we first cracked PWHL. What are you looking at there, Rick?
No, nothing. I got a deluxe 240 out of 250 Mika Zandy Hart from New York.
Deluxe.
So that's not bad.
So if you're familiar with Upper Deck, like the regular Series 1, Series 2, the portraits, the exclusives, the high gloss type of stuff. I think all of that is in this set as well.
Couple New York players, Abby Levy and Jamie Lee Rattray. Remember that name?
Rattray's good.
Renata Fast from Toronto. Yeah. Madison Packer from New York as well. 3 New Yorkers. And Anita Trailova from Ottawa.
You know what I like seeing? I like seeing a lot of the international flavor.
Yeah, no, we don't
mixed into this, right?
We know mostly about the Canadians and the Americans.
We're very familiar with the Canadians playing the Americans, but seeing a bunch of these other names are pretty awesome.
No, I don't mind. They're nice cards. It is, but it's just, I was, as you were opening that up, I'm like, this is the first. That's some stuff. So get a couple boxes. Why not? History.
Hey, boys, my sister is number 6 on defense for the New York Sirens. Pretty proud of her getting to live out her dream of playing professional hockey.
And getting a card.
That is I know, exactly.
Huge.
That's a conch for the Saskatoon Muncher's sister. All right, these are available. The box that I was looking at there yesterday only had like 4 packs left, so they're all gone now. And hopefully they go through this stuff pretty quick. Yeah, I think there was some thought process about just releasing it as just like a box set, like with no packs. You just could get the set, but this is the way to go, man. You got to get these kids cracking these packs for the PWHL, which is tremendous. All right, on the way in hour number 2, it's another busy one. I did say we probably might not even have enough time to have a ton of fun today, but I'd have to say this, boys. I felt like the 6 o'clock hour was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Hey, was it not pretty fun?
It's been a slog of the week with all this rules and whatnot.
Terrific.
And let's get to some games here.
Anyway, PWHL collector's cards now available at Wayne Sports Cards. All right, coming up, we've got Bruce Boudreau. He's on the way just after 7 o'clock here. Fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. Dave Naylor from TSN is going to pop by to set up the Bills and Chiefs. We'll hit on the Commanders and the Eagles as well. And I got beef for Acme Meats coming up. What do you have beefs with? Text those to 780-218-9999. Let's get to Sports Update right now with Lieutenant Eric Bruce Boudreau in less than 2 minutes.
It's game day as the Oilers host Vancouver tonight, looking to snap a 2-game slide. The GCL Diesel pregame show comes your way at 6 o'clock here on EST with Tom Gazzola. You can also join Tom and Hernan Salas following tonight's action for the GCL Diesel postgame show. 4 games around the NHL last night. Kings would rally to get past the Panthers in the third 2-1. Neil Pionk had the game-winning goal in overtime as the Jets defeated Colorado 3-2. Blue Jackets pumping the Leafs 5-1 from Toronto. Adam Fantilli, his first NHL hat-trick. And the Devils snapping a 4-game slide. They defeat the Bruins 5-1. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander put up the most points ever by a Canadian in the NBA. He had 54, leading OKC over Utah 123-114. Elsewhere last night, second in the West, knocking off first in the East as Houston defeat Cleveland 109-108. Raptors visit the Hawks tonight, one of 9 games around the NBA. Also the Celtics in LA to take on the Lakers. And you can live without a spleen, but people that do live without a spleen are at higher risk of infections.
Oh, wow. Keep that in mind for my mom.
Coming up next, Bruce Boudreau and more fun leading up to Oilers and Canucks in hour number 2 here on The Nielson Show.
On the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. Our show today and every day brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck on a new truck, South Fort Chevrolet has you covered. www.southfortchev.com. And second hour of the show jam-packed. Jeff Patterson's going to join us in the third hour of the show from Canucks Army, and he's going to be by. We'll get his thoughts on what have they been saying in Vancouver about tonight's big game between the Canucks and the Oilers? Dave Naylor from TSN on the NFL playoff picture this weekend as well. But we're going to start the hour with Bruce Boudreau with TSN, former legendary NHL head coach, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Your locally owned sports and memorabilia specialist. The order deadline for the private signing with Oilers D-man Matthias Ekholm is, wait for it, today at 5 o'clock. Submit your items or select from theirs located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 120th Ave, or online at proonsports.ca. If you want to get something signed by Ekholm, the deadline is today at 5 o'clock. All right, let's bring in Bruce Boudreau today. Big game between the Canucks and the Oilers. Bruce, I think I saw you watching us crack these PWHL cards a little bit earlier on. I know you said you're a big collectibles guy, but did you ever get into cards?
Oh, I had cards, comics, everything. And you know what? When you get older, like me right now, you kick yourself for all the things that you gave away when you were a kid. Like, I mean, even those sheriff coins that used to come in the Jell-O, I mean, were unbelievable. And when you start thinking about rookie cards and you're going, I had that. What do you mean it's worth that much right now? Like, I mean, we all collected them. And then, you know what? But when I was young, for the most part, we didn't think about collecting them. We used them to play like there was card games like Flipsies or Knocksdowns on the wall, and you'd bring them all, and you'd collect them all from other kids, and then the more you collected, the better you were at those games. But we didn't think about it. Now it's all about condition. You buy them, you look at them, you put them in your little plastic, and then you put them away for 20 years, and you hope they're worth a lot of money.
And hopefully they do. Because I remember playing that game where you set the cards up on the ground, on the floor against the wall, and then you try to knock them down. You keep it
knocks down.
Ruin it. Yeah. And you know what? In elementary school, that led to a couple of scraps along the way. It was very controversial. But what a good time. Like, that was a really good time. That was a great memory, Bruce. That was terrific. Hey, I saw you on On Right Show this week, and you forgot your shoes. What was the story there, and what was the reaction like?
You know what? My wife wants to shoot me. The last time I was on, I think I got to forget something every day now. I mean, the last time I was on, I forgot my jacket, like when I'm driving from Hershey, and then you go, oh man. Now this time I forgot my shoes, because when you're taking the long drive, you're not wearing your good shoes or anything. You've got your runners on, and so I had my runners on, and then I'm going to the show and I go, oh my, I don't have any shoes. But I thought, I was hoping I would just be behind the desk where nobody would see.
Yes.
Little did I know I was right out front and center. So I owned it right away and tried to make a little bit of a joke about it, because I had a white shirt on. I had my white socks on. I was thinking that would work. But no, it's been commented on quite a bit. I didn't realize that many people watch Jay's show. I'm going to have to give him credit.
He's obviously doing pretty well. It's been an interesting 5 days here in Edmonton with the incident in the Canucks game and the suspension for McDavid, the suspension for Myers. Your thoughts on how it all played out between these two teams as they get set to re-engage tonight here in Edmonton?
Well, I mean, I think I really don't know how much that incident is going to be a big event today. I mean, this started to me in the playoffs last year, where it went, every game was so close. The rivalry was intense from, it was a 7-game series. I mean, let's face it, Connor was wrapped up pretty good. I'd be pretty upset with the officiating. I mean, look at Connor Garland's 5'8" at the best. And I mean, and he had a full hold bear hug on him, and it should have been called. But I mean, at the same time, there was still less than 20 seconds left in the game when they started doing that. And I don't think people are going to go after Connor Garland, because if you start going after guys for holding now, the game's in a little bit more trouble. It's bad enough if you hit the guy clean, you got to end up standing up for yourself and fighting a guy. So I think it's something that will be an intense game, because both teams want to win. Every time they play lately, it's been very close. And I mean, without Connor, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the Oilers, who are on a 2-game slide. Yet the Canucks are outside looking in on the playoffs. So I think it makes for great drama, a great build up for the game, and I think it'll be a low event, game. I think both teams will check like crazy, and it'll probably be another 1-goal game with these two teams.
Bruce, we get you once every couple of weeks, which I wish it was more, but that's just reality here. We haven't gotten your thoughts, and I'd like to hear them on how the NHL and the Department of Player Safety kind of handled this whole thing. I know it's been a big point of discussion, obviously through the week, and the number of games McDavid got. I think, a lot of people aren't really talking too much. It's kind of taken the attention off Tyler Myers just, shoving his stick into Bouchard's chops as well. But just your thoughts on what transpired Saturday and the punishment that ultimately followed.
Well, you know what? I mean, to me, I would have done the same thing if I'm Connor. And I mean, it wasn't like he cross-checked up, but he just cross-checked, and Connor Garland is much smaller than Connor McDavid. But when you cross-check somebody in the face, the punishment fits the crime, I think. Even if it's warranted to get away from somebody, I thought Myers was worse because there was nothing going on, and he just cross-checked him in the face. Yeah. I thought that should have got 4, and if you're going to give McDavid 3, you're got to give that one more, because the McDavid one, it's in the heat of battle. I mean, two guys going at it, and it just coming out. In the other one, there was really nothing going on. So I don't know how they do it 100%. I know George very well. I coached him for 5 years, but he's a really sharp guy, and I think he gets it right most all the time. But what I was saying earlier today on a show was that I think Connor, what he's doing, McDavid, meaning, is that he's got to play a little bit more like Messier, when people did that, this is where he's getting into it. He would fight back, and he would be meaner against those guys than they were against him. Gordie Howe. These great players get pestered all the time, and they've got to find a way to get away from these guys. And if this is his way, I think he got a little frustrated. Last week he threw that chicken wing out and got a guy. It's going to be something where he's fighting back. He's not taking it anymore. He's just got to do it within the boundaries of the game. But I think that's the way he's got to be. And because every coach will tell their team. And I was the same way. And a lot of times with McKinnon and McDavid, I said, you've got to, every time they touch the puck, you got to go after them. You've got to make sure they get rid of it. Then you've got to get in his way and not allow him back in the play. And it's a really frustrating way to play. If you're Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon or Wayne Gretzky or any of these great players, they will find a way to get loose, and they will change their way a little bit and get back to doing what they do best. Because I can't imagine being every game that you're the focal point of stopping you to win the game. No matter how good Draisaitl is, everybody still talks about, let's stop McDavid and we'll win.
Bruce Boudreau with us on the show this morning. Bruce, it's been interesting because the whole incident has led to officiating and star players, and we'll hear a lot of people say, well, Wayne and Mario had to put up with a lot of abuse back in the day, more than the guys now. I just wanted to dial it back to early into prime Ovechkin and Crosby. You were very close, obviously, to that battle. You were coaching Ovi at the time. Do you think the game has changed much since then? Did those guys have to deal with a little bit more of that? Is it easier now, or do you think it's close to the same?
No, you know what? I know that every time Alex played, that the other team would say, be on top of them. Same thing as I just finished saying about McDavid. The only problem is when you started hitting Alex, he hit you back harder. Yep. And so, that's what I was meaning about the Messier thing. Alex would find a way. You want to hit me? Okay, you touch the puck. Let's see what happens to you. And he wouldn't do it with fisticuffs or anything else, but he would come at you. And that 240-pound man, when he's got a full head of steam, it hurts. And so teams would sort of say, after a while, hey, let's just let him sleep. Let's not bug him. Let's not get the Hulk all mad up, and so he goes crazy on us. And I think with Crosby, it was a little different because he's a skilled guy, not as big. But I mean, if you touched him and did the wrong thing, he had plenty of help coming his way. But Crosby is probably the smartest hockey player this side of Wayne Gretzky, and he found ways to get away from all of that. He'd find different ways, come from behind. He'd go to where there was space and no one was around. You know, I mean, he was uncanny at finding that safe area. But I mean, he was another one though that still, I mean, you knew he was out there, and when he had the puck, I mean, they were attacking him. I mean, and that's what happens to the great ones. They all get attacked because that's the way you beat the other team, and that's what it's all about, is winning.
Leafs and Blue Jackets last night. Columbus, they'd only had 6 wins on the road prior to that one last night, and so that was win number 7 for them on the road. Game also featured a scrap that we just don't see much anymore with Mathieu Olivier and Ryan Reeves. Reeves' first fight of the year. They exchanged a few heavy blows there, didn't they?
Yeah. I'm just glad I wasn't in the middle of it. I mean, it's so funny. You look at Mathieu Olivier. You know what? When I was coaching in Mississippi, I coached his dad, and he was born in Biloxi that year. And who would have thought a young man growing up born in Biloxi, Mississippi, would turn into the heavyweight that Matthew is? And he is a heavyweight. If you've seen any of his fights, I mean, there's not a lot of defense. He's just going in and chucking them. And Reeves can do that with the best of them. So, I mean, you look at that and you almost cringe every time you're watching it. Like, I mean, us guys, because you don't want to get hit like that. That was a heavyweight fight. There's no doubt.
What happened to the Leafs otherwise in that game?
You know what? I watched the game, and obviously 5-1 sounds like it's terrible. I mean, Columbus had less than 20 shots, but Merzlikis was great. I thought, like, how many breakaways did Nylander have? Like, I mean, did he have 3-4 breakaways? I mean, the Leafs had so many chances to score, but didn't score. And so it looks a lot worse than it was. But I mean, even though the Leafs were booed off the ice a week ago or so, this wasn't that kind of game to me. I thought they played pretty good and pretty hard, but every mistake they made, I mean, it went in the net. And they made a few in their own zone, and that's where you're going to beat the Leafs. If you get them back in their own zone and you finish the checks, they're going to give up pucks. They got defense that'll give up pucks. So, I mean, it's just that's the way you beat them, and that's what Columbus did. They took advantage of their opportunities.
Bruce, great stuff, man. As always, we appreciate the time. And I have to ask, are you wearing shoes right now, or are you an in-the-house, no-shoes guy?
I'm at my mother's house. I don't have the shoes on.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, good. Good to know. All right, Bruce, we'll chat in a couple weeks.
Okay, talk to you later.
That's Bruce Boudreau, and he's been a great addition to the show. Absolutely terrific.
Stocking feet.
Yeah. He brought up Alexander Ovechkin and said, when you hit Ovi, he would hit back. I'm looking at the top 10 all-time NHL hits leaders. Where do you think he falls on this list? The all-time top 10 most hits in their career. For the guy who's going to be crowned as the greatest goal scorer of all time.
3.
Yes. Did you look that up?
No.
Wow, what a guess.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who's heading around?
I think if you had time to think about it, Trev, could you tell me who do you think the all-time hits leader is?
Say 3.
Current player.
Cal Clutterbuck?
Got it. Man, you guys are great at guessing hit leaders.
This
is blowing my mind. Who's number 2?
Is it Matt Martin?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh!
Now do 4 through 10.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
If you can pick number 4 on this list, I'll give you $5 cash.
$5 cash. Is he? He's probably not active.
No, he's retired.
Is it?
Don't even.
Why am I drawing? Defenseman for New Jersey.
Scott Stevens?
Yeah.
No.
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 Damn it.
Well, the great run's over. I wish you guys knew more about hockey.
He was close.
Fourth
I mean,
all-time
right? You got the
hits.
first. Yes.
Dustin Brown.
Oh,
Dustin Brown. So it's funny if you look at this list, like Ovechkin's just so talented offensively. It's insane that he's even on this list. Like Alexander Ovechkin, he's going to finish third all time in hits. And the other two guys, their only job was really to go out and hit things in Clutterbuck and Matt Martin. You know, like don't get scored on, go out. And they're very good at it. But the top 10 in hits all time, Cal Clutterbuck, Matt Martin, Alexander Ovechkin, Dustin Brown, Luke Schenn, Lucic, Ryan Reeves, Radko Gudas, pick them up. Brooks Orpik and David Backes are the top 10 all-time in hits. Tom Wilson, who we just saw in town, 17th.
17th.
Evander Kane of your Edmonton Oilers comes in at 20th.
Where's Dion Phaneuf
on the list? Yeah, I mean, he had big hits, but most of these guys are forwards who were in on the forecheck, right? Like,
and playing for some time, right? Like career length does factor, you know, a lot of miles hitting that hard. Like Ovechkin's played so long and so many hits and so many goals. Like, you know,
who is the all-time? I'm on this little NHL record site. Who is the all-time NHL leader in shots blocked? Hint: it's not Chris Russell. Were you going to guess Chris Russell?
The Cowboy. Play the song.
Yeah, you know what? We will play the Cowboy song coming up here.
Someone it's because it was Chris Russell. He had it for like a second, if I'm not mistaken. And then did someone not just take it? Or was he
Chris Russell? I might have
close?
something else. Chris Russell's not anywhere on this list.
Wow, was he a Flame? No.
Yeah.
He is a Flame. Yeah, I know this.
Your knowledge.
Is it Giordano?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Your knowledge of NHL block shots impresses me, Trev.
Thank you.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Mark Giordano, Brett Seabrook, Ryan Suter, Dan Girardi, Ryan McDonough, Alexander Edler, Martinez, Jack Johnson, and Brent Burns.
What?
Brent Burns also is the NHL all-time leader in giveaways by more than 250, which kind of came out of nowhere.
I think it was block shots in a season. Chris Russell holds the record. I think that's what it was.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, good work. Yeah.
He's getting in front of everything.
You're a big stats nerd, eh, Trev? I love it.
For some things, the non-important ones, yes, I know, randomly.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. I also got missed shots. Brent Burns is number two all time in missed shot attempts with 1,882. Do you know who number one is? Alexander Ovechkin by more than 1,100 more. 2,923 missed shots. Imagine if those hit the net. How many goals would he have? Like, this guy just shoots the puck a ridiculous amount of times. Like, that's insane. All right, that is Bruce Boudreau for Pro-Am Sports. Deadline on the Ekholm signing today, 5 o'clock. We're going to get to an EST parlay for the game tonight in just a second. But let's get fired up for Gemco Fireplaces. If you're looking for a new fireplace, no better place to go. Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years and are the authorized dealer for Napoleon fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. You know what I'm fired up with about today? Out-of-town hockey tournament. First and only one of the year for both my kids combined. Only one. It's the only one. And I'm mostly fired. Like, I'm excited to, go stay in a hotel for a few nights.
Water slide?
I don't know.
Spare no expense here, or what are we talking about?
This is how you really...
Conference room?
This is how you really know if you have a good team manager. Like, if we roll in there today and it's a hotel with no water slide, I will be extremely disappointed. Because there's nothing I love more than racing small children up to the top of the water slide, pushing them aside and sliding down, and then with my size and momentum, carrying me all the way across the pool and smashing into the wall on the far side.
And hitting them like bowling pins.
Yeah.
All the other kids get out of the way. They stand right there at the lip of the slide. And
I can't do it. Like, I can't be at places that are really crowded with my kids where there's a slight chance they can get injured. Like, I can't, I panic the entire time.
Yeah.
I will probably step back from the pool monitoring and have a beverage. And like, Tam is okay with it. She can sit there, but I'm like, I just don't understand kids who swim directly in front of the water slide. Like, my kids aren't dumb enough to do it.
Yes.
But other people's kids, I'm like, watch out, your kid's going to get concussed. Like, what are you doing?
They look up the slide, mouth open, smiling.
They don't even
waiting for those teeth to just.
What's that? Oh, look, another kid.
Coming around the end there, you hit the lip of the wall.
Yeah.
You'd take a hot tub though, hey? A hot tub would be nice.
I would
slide,
take a hot tub.
Take a soak, like that'd be nice.
That would be. You know what? There's nothing more relaxing than sitting in a hot tub with 14 9-year-old boys sitting there and just making a complete mess of it.
Piss in their shorts.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm doing my old bubble
the
thing.
Piss
Like,
beard. Yeah,
look at all the bubbles.
Ooh.
It's just, you call it a piss beard?
Sure.
It's just a piss beard.
Did it come?
That's it.
Yeah.
That is, that's it. So, yeah. I am fired up for it, though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for Marshall to get out of town and play some different teams and get to be with his buddies, at the rink and then at the hotel and have a team dinner. It'll be a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of teams in higher tiers who are like doing this stuff all the time, but for our kids, this is a very special week.
Do you guys have like the team apparel? Like you'll be rolling in with the jackets. And
We
the
have
branded, like
we have Wolverine hoodies.
Yeah.
So we will do that. But yeah, we're heading down to High River for a tournament this week. That's the other thing. Just while we're fired up, I tweeted this last night. It kind of ties into pools. Was at the pool last night for the Barracudas swimming lessons.
Yeah.
Oh, very, very much faster than all the other kids again last night.
What did he teach them?
He's doing very well. He's learning all these different, like he can swim in every fashion. It's very impressive. Anyway, I was sitting, and other parents would know where I'm coming from here. Because we're at a place where there's not like a ton of room on the side. So like there's a bench and then there's like 2.5 feet and then there's the pool. And I'm sitting there, Marshall's swimming, and I'm trying to go through my phone, listen to a podcast or whatever, caught the end of Reed's show. And there was this one little girl, God love her. Like she was kicking as hard as she possibly could. And every time she come by me, she would just soak me. And I was like, man, you're killing me. The other kids were swimming, but they weren't kicking as hard. This one would come by, and God, I thought she was drowning every time she came by. Like it was arms, it was legs, and I'm just sitting there, and it's just, I was wearing that gray EST like
crew
neck,
so you showed it
and
all.
It's just soaked. It was pretty fun.
Shampooing you almost.
That's a great way to look
You're
at it. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. That's what happened to me. I got shampooed last night at swimming lessons. All right, so that's what I'm fired up about for the weekend.
It's close to the action, though. Hey, if you're at the pool, you want to be like, tasting a bit of that chlorine.
That pool water. on me.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as last night, but you know what? It fires me up. Lots of hockey parents texting in this morning. It says, guys, even more important thing for the manager to book is a big room where you can store your hockey equipment, so it doesn't have to be in your hotel room.
Good point there.
Yeah, that's last time we were at out of town tournament, we had to have the equipment in our room, which isn't great.
Don't forget the mini sticks, eh?
Well, no, that's like
is that outlawed?
It's very
now?
much frowned upon by everybody.
Give me a break.
From hotels.
Like, yeah, I know, but don't they? I know you used to do it in like the
kids
hallway.
Love the mini
you can do it in the hallway. That's fine. But don't they have like conference rooms now? You can just be like, hey, let them run around in there, for a bit. What's the harm in that? Eh?
Last time we were at an out of town tournament, Marshall did get his finger slammed in a door because they went to a room to play mini sticks, and some other kid comes running back up to me. He goes, Coach Dustin, Marshall's crying. He looked like he might have had his finger chopped off. I was like, my God. So I run to the room, and he had his finger, I don't know, somehow he got it, the door slammed on it. It was all banged up. It was fine, but I can't handle that stuff.
Chopped off.
The safety regulations around these tournaments for just parents and their kids, I just don't know how some people operate.
I like starting at the 5 alarm, and then you get there, and it's
I get there, and oh no, his finger is still attached. It's not like in The Landman when Billy Bob Thornton cuts his off with a knife.
Well, it's just
spoiler alert.
Got your attention, I guess.
Yeah. All right, 780-218-1035. $99.99. On the way next, we are going to get to our EST parlay for tonight. Then we've got Naylor popping by to talk about these NFL championship games. And then we got I Got Beef. What do you got beef with? 780-218-9999.
We'll get Naylor to spell Eagles live on air. See if you can put him on the spot.
Good luck with that. All right, Oilers and Canucks tonight.
Garland goal?
Oh, man.
Can
you imagine what will be thrown on the ice if Garland scores tonight? Mm-hmm. They were throwing nachos when Corey Perry scored. What about Garland tonight? We are just under a week away from the next Lock Shop Poker Series event as well. That'll be a week last night. So this time next week, I'll be in here talking about my poker championship. Anyway, I would just want to make the final. That's what I want to do. Like the final table. I've never been a final table guy at any of these events. Oilers.
Yeg Nielson.
What's that?
Yeg Nielson.
that is my poker handle over there. All right, so let's take a look here. I was thinking of maybe just spraying the board tonight, but like, Trevor, are you expecting a low scoring game? Like, was it Bruce Boudreau this morning that was like, it could be just a low event game?
Yeah, he says a low event game.
Yeah. Tough to put together a big points parlay when we're not expecting that much offense. But do the Oilers just come in, crank it up a notch, and
Leon
actually run him a bit tonight?
He's capturing the heart this week. This is his week.
Okay, well, then we'll do it again. We'll go Oilers money line. We'll go Leon over 1.5 points. Trev, I want two more players to get a point tonight. Who are we going with?
More players? Oh, gosh.
Bouchard's revenge?
What are your thoughts? Yeah, what are your thoughts on Bouchy getting in there?
I mean, I don't mind Bouchard point.
I don't mind Bouchard.
He's third on the team in scoring.
That's the revenge we're not talking about.
Now the
here.
problem is here we have to find another forward that we think is going to get a point tonight.
Okay, let's see. I'm thinking these are.
I have a name too. Do you want to say it at the same time?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Arvidsson.
Okay, so the same line.
Yeah, well, Paul Colson, I don't even think is an option.
Oh.
So where do you come out on Arvidsson?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Arvidsson, Bouchard with a point each. Draisaitl over 1.5. Oilers money line. Jake from Coolbet, lock it in. Oilers money line. Draisaitl over 1.5 plus Bouchard and Arvidsson with points. That'll be our EST parlay tonight. The boys will post it. It'll be at coolbet.com. If you've not yet signed up for an account, use the code LOCKSHOP. When you do, you'll get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to 200 smackaroos. And you'll find it on the left side under the exclusives tab. All right, Dave Naylor is on the way next. Is this the year that the Buffalo Bills finally put a dagger into the back of Patrick Mahomes, to which there's 4 flags thrown? Mahomes falls like he's stabbed, but it actually got stuck in his shoulder pads, and everybody's once again saying, protect the stars in the National Hockey League better. We will get into that coming up next with Dave Naylor. I got beef just before 8 o'clock as well. Let's get to a sports update right now for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric.
Oilers and Canucks tonight from Rogers Place as Edmonton look to snap a 2-game slide. The GCL Diesel pregame show comes your way at 6 right here on EST with Tom Gazzola. You can also join Tom and Hernan Salas back following tonight's game for the GCL Diesel post-game show. Action last night saw the Kings rallying to get past the Panthers 2-1. Devils snapping a 4-game slide, 5-1 over Boston. Blue Jackets pumped the Leafs down in Toronto 5-1. Adam Fantilli, his first NHL hat trick, and Neil Pionk with the game-winning goal in overtime. Jets over Colorado 3-2. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander putting up the most points ever by a Canadian in the NBA. He had 54, leading OKC over the Jazz 123-114. Meanwhile, it was the Rockets over the Cavaliers 109-108. Raptors are in Atlanta tonight, one of 9 games. Also the Celtics in LA to battle the Lakers. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he always goes shoeless in his office.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Lynyrd Skynyrd with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me, give me a...
When he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. And you know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone I ever met. Stuck on your heart. I hang on every word.
That is the Cavis Reed pump-up song, redone and performed by Whale and the Wolf, and certainly putting themselves in the mix for a possible SD this year. All Gas, No Brakes, surely to be nominated. Whale and the Wolf for the Cavis Reed remix, surely to be nominated. And we've got a deep playoff run coming up in this city where I'm sure more songs will be popping up. That'll make it an all-time race at the Esties.
And whatever you play for Matif when he finishes higher than you in the
Well,
poker
I did say
tournament.
Matif's been honest.
Boy, the game's on now, eh?
He wanted us to play that Nacho song the
It's
other
terrible.
day.
Yeah, no,
did you listen to it?
I
didn't even have time to listen to it.
No, it's...
Like on the Atif scale, how was it? 1 out of 10 on an Atif scale.
Are we looking like 10's high or like this is like 10, an earthquake?
10 is the...
Like shaking like an 8.5. Wow.
10 is the jaunty Ride the Bus remix.
See the remix. If you give that to me
raw, it's raw. But this is a 10. So what was the Nacho song like?
Raw, I would say probably a 2.
Oh man. Oh, geez.
Well, no, I mean,
and you're very hard on Atif.
No, it's very honest. Better than 1.
All right, 780-218-9999.
Listen to it. You tell me any different. I'm the one that had to sacrifice my eardrums in 1 minute and a half of that. I don't get that time back.
I'm this close to being curious enough to play it on the show. Like that close. Like when's the moment when I go, okay, that's enough, click. Like that's what I want to know. Can I get through 5 seconds?
Well, after the third verse, I think you'll begin to tire a bit.
It's actually it's a 7-minute ballad.
Yeah.
What's the song? Freebird. It's Atif's Freebird.
The solo's outstanding.
Yeah. All right. Big Maple is in it. Says, boys, I got the name for the Tecmo Twitch League. The Edmonton Sports Tecmo Humongous Extravagant Renaissance. The Esther.
Yeah.
ESTHER.
And we could spell it out like the Eagles chant every time.
Yeah, just the same way.
The Esther.
I think it's a little bit too wordy almost.
Every year we find an Esther to give away the championship trophy, hey?
I do like the idea of an SD for the Tecmo Player of the Year.
Absolutely. Why not?
Another category.
Yeah.
Next year's SDs are going to be a 4.5-hour event.
I think you give an SD for the top defense, the top offense. Like you really...
The Rookie of the Year, only at Tecmo, not in the office.
Best lineman.
By the way, Rookie of the Year in the office is going to be a hell of a battle. Trev, as the defending Rookie of the Year, SD winner, What do you think of what's shaping up over here this year?
This is really good. So, does full time, does that count? Like, Glue Guy, is this his year?
Well, yeah.
There's a little bit of gray
Glue
area,
Guy wasn't really officially hired until basically just before the same time as Reed. So I think he would have to be.
Trev to go back to back.
Back to back? With Rookie of the Year?
Can you imagine?
Don't know if
Again,
that makes sense.
Reed.
But we can try. And then, you got Hernan, so I guess Glue Guy counts for that as well.
Reed
is he's up there. Gager's up there.
Gager was doing two guys for a year before.
A little bit of pre and post as well. So
that's tough. I don't know if Gager would technically be eligible.
Hernan.
Yeah. Hernan.
You got Hernan in there. So lots of competition this year. It's going to be. I'm very curious to see how the Nasties vote that.
The last thing we want is to drive like a wedge between Reed and Glue Guy.
Oh yeah.
Like the show falls apart.
Is it the last thing we want?
The show falls apart because one of them didn't win the SD.
Jazz as well. And we forget about Jazz.
Oh yeah, she's kind of been on as a full-time regular now, like twice a week, and she's been great.
Definitely.
Yeah, Jasmine would definitely be in the mix for that.
For sure.
Oh boy.
It's going to be good.
Good luck with your votes. Nasty Club members, you get a vote. For more on the Nasty Club, go to www.edmontonsportstalk.com. And if you didn't come to the Esties last year because you're like, what are these guys doing? I mean, I don't blame you, but it ended up being an absolutely amazingly professional award show. Just the best of it. Trev cried. Trev cried.
I did.
And some of us cried while watching Trev cry.
There was people tearing up in the audience. I'm not going to lie.
You did have people tearing up.
Anyway, move along.
Dr. Dry says Hernan doesn't count, just like Gretzky wasn't eligible. Oh, no. I mean, if Hernan doesn't count, then Reed doesn't count. Like, because they both come from a radio background. I think they're rookies at EST. Rookies at EST.
It's not.
I don't know where Naylor is. Let me fire him a text because we can get to I Got Beef.
Changing 200.
Might be a time zone mix-up.
Classic.
Changing 200. Very nice on a game day here as the Edmonton Oilers take on the Vancouver Canucks. Hammer the thumbs up. Let's get into I Got Beef. We'll do I Got Beef right now, and if we have to interrupt it when Naylor pops by, we will, and then we'll come back around to it. I Got Beef brought to you by Acme Meats. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Trev, you were mentioning this morning on the show you had some ribs last night with some sauces provided by Acme. Please tell me more about this.
I just have some barbecue sauce from Acme Meats, and I put it on.
How much are you putting on your ribs? Like
a lot, a healthy portion. Like they were dripping. They were so good.
On before you put it in.
Yes, I'm making a stop again. Like absolutely, without a doubt, it's the best barbecue sauce I've ever had in my life. And that's up there for sauces. I like ketchup. I like barbecue sauce. I like ranch. But this barbecue sauce in particular, it goes so good. It complements the ribs so well. So I was sucking these bones and
that's what we're talking about.
It was so good.
Tam and I have never really mastered the ribs thing. We've tried a few times, and you take the sauces, and like I think we were mixing like Sprite or 7-Up into the sauce.
Mustard binder.
That's a little weird.
It's just I do like the ribs, but
I've never done it.
Tell me about this.
You put the mustard on, and then you put the spices on.
Can you use something else instead of the mustard?
You use lots of stuff.
Can you use barbecue sauce?
Pop, yeah. You can ribs. You can do a lot of things with ribs, can't you? Mustard binder. Well, you don't taste it after. It just keeps
everything there.
Yeah.
With a
the
little
spice
bit.
on
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a go.
Something to consider, I guess.
Put a nice little dry rub on it, and then
you made a rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we've tried to do, and so a couple of times it worked out really well. But last time we had ribs, it was a disaster. I don't know what happened.
I want to watch you cook one day.
It's not me. It's not me for the most. It's not me for the most part. There's a good cooking story from last week. I can't remember what it was, but it's yeah.
And yes, I did eat the ribs one-handed. I did.
Really?
Yes.
You eat ribs one-handed too?
Cut it off, and then you can grab the end of the bone. And just all you need is one hand. You don't need two.
You're crazy.
No,
you're crazy. All right, what do we have beef with? Text your beefs to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Acme Meats, serving Edmonton for over 100 years. 9570 76th Ave. Text your beefs to 780-218-9999. Eric?
The beef I have with this market over the past week, and on two fronts. The John Klingberg, nothing against John Klingberg. He looks like he's ready to go and happy to be here and all those sorts of things. But it's two things I hate when discussing hockey, and that's very complicated minutia of minor deals that go $1 million against the cap, and this option, and then going from that to an incident Saturday in which we're talking about suspensions and games and bringing up old videos and files of, well, this guy cross-checked him like this, and this guy did it on a 45-degree angle. The truth, hockey's a great game. It's fun to watch. It's exciting. It's fast-paced. But the two things off the ice that I really have beef with is talking about minor $1 million cap hits and how you can bury them and the legalese surrounding that, and then parlaying that into discipline and 3 games, 1 game, 2 games. It is conversation without end. It gets people fired up in ways in which I really don't even care about. So I have beef with those two specific topics of hockey, which I find absolutely boring, which the American fan cares nothing about, and that's where they're trying to grow the game, right? To try to catch the NBA? Isn't that the...
That's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're trying to do. So, love the game, hate all the other crap that goes along with it, including, $1 million cap hits and all the rest.
It was brought to my attention yesterday on Twitter that more people on average per week watch a CFL regular season game per capita in Canada than the Stanley Cup is viewed by Americans.
Don't don't say that too loud.
League's dying.
It's a garbage league.
Hey, which league?
During your takes over the past week too, there's a few guys hitting on you, and that fires me. I got beef with that too. Don't take this guy's opinion. He calls the CFL that's some sort of big trumpet, and that pissed me off. I don't.
You are a little beefy today.
But then to just casually throw these numbers here, here it are, but nobody talks about it. Nobody's talking about that. If the roles were reversed, wouldn't hear enough about it. League's dying.
Trev, you got any beefs today? I know you said you've been trying to keep track of beefs in your phone. Is there anything in the beef folder?
Yeah, I got a beef.
What's this?
Bracing myself. I don't want it to be another thing.
The beef folder.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, and I said this last week. I'm gonna try and keep this short. Essentially, I'm not a fan of shoot fans. Shoot!
Oh yeah,
and I got a full row of them the other night.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, I know I'm in the minority in this, and I don't want people to rip me, but I really, it bothers me when people are saying shoot, like as soon as you enter, shoot, or like it's prime time. Like these guys get paid the big bucks for for a reason. They're the best players in the world. If they don't want to shoot, it's probably because it's not a good shot. It's not a high scoring percentage shot. And I get that. If every now and then I'll be like, okay, there comes a time where you just got to put the puck on the net. But sometimes it's just right out of the gate. Like the Oilers shot a lot last game. Like they were clearly looking for a really good grade A scoring chance. And so just don't yell shoot. But I know that's my beef. I have a hard time with it. And then in the last dying 5 seconds of the game, just shoot. The players are going to give in to the peer pressure. And that's exactly what they did. Oh, you want me to shoot? I'm going to shoot it now. See, it didn't do anything. There you go. There's your shot. So now let me play my game. That's in the mind of a player.
It's like I'd like to see Connor McDavid go into an accounting office and yell at the accountant, carry the one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just be like, oh man, what are you doing? Like, just
That's
let me do my job.
Game. What are
here.
other jobs that you'd go into and yell at a generic?
That's exactly what I thought of as well when I was thinking about this. Like, no one else does it, but you do it to athletes. Just shoot. But
you were both at the game. You mentioned that there were a few people calling Hyman Jaime.
Yeah,
and that was
brought up
yesterday.
yesterday.
Is there anybody else that you sat around? Because outside of the shoot thing, but there was anybody else there, like a character in the crowd?
I was in a really good section. I was laughing my butt off. There's a guy right behind me. He was young, just a little young punk, and he was wearing a Barkov jersey. And he was getting chirped the whole game by a bunch of 30, 40-year-olds, like a few rows up. Hey, Barkov! The whole game, just giving it to him. And they were bantering back and forth, but I can't really say what they were saying. But this poor kid was getting it pretty good.
God, poor Barkov jersey guy catching straight. Was he giving it back?
Chirping
I love it.
The one chirp back that he said, the crowd was like, ooh. He was holding his own in there. But
really?
Oh man, it was actually so good. So yeah, that made my night. Nothing better than some good fans. That banter.
Pretty good beefs today, boys. These are pretty good beefs. Rusty,
what about, they were talking yesterday too. Sorry, on the hangout, banging on the glass.
yeah, I mean, not many people do that. They're like,
No, but I mean,
usually,
if you're down there, why you can do whatever you want. Banging on the chair, banging on the glass, stomping your feet, wearing the Barkov jersey to Capitals and Oilers. That's a play.
Ernie says 100% went to watch the game with a shooter yeller girl. Won't do that again. Oh, he went to the game with a girl who yells shoot.
You're responsible for it?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Here's my beef. I have beef for people that bail on 2 meetings in 1 week. Like, I had a meeting scheduled.
Name names.
I had a meeting scheduled for Tuesday. And on Monday, the guy texts me and says, hey, we got to reschedule. I'm in some training stuff. I said, okay.
24 hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
I said, let's do it. Let's just do it tomorrow.
No, but you cancel him.
Yeah, he canceled.
There's a window.
Close enough. And then yesterday, so I said, okay, well, let's do it. Let's do it at this location tomorrow at this time. So I roll in there tomorrow or yesterday. Sit down.
No.
Look around. Nothing. Text said individual who I know very well. I would describe him as a buddy. So maybe there's but I said, hey, are you coming? And he goes, I'm at this place, at this location. I said, no. I went back and looked through the text. I said, nowhere in our text did it say that you were going to be there. But the problem that frustrates me is that I didn't take any other meetings on Wednesday because he wanted to reschedule the Tuesday, and I hadn't taken any on Tuesday because I originally had a meeting with him. So now I had to push other meetings to next week because this guy had to cancel back-to-back meetings. I got beef with that. I got beef with the afternoon canceled meeting.
What's his name? Dave Naylor.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. Naylor hasn't shown up yet. I mean, was Naylor thinking it was 9:35?
He's at at the other restaurant.
Now I'm getting worried about Naylor a little bit. All right, let's get to some of your beefs at 780-218-9999 this morning. Rusty Shackelford. I have a beef with all this John Anderson talk, but yet no discussion of the Achy Breaky podcast. How dare you toy with my heart and emotions? By the way, Mark Chestnut is coming to Ponoka this summer.
I mentioned that to the wife, and she might drive me out for that show.
For the Mark Chestnut show.
We might have a little
that would be good.
Daycation.
I just got an email this morning saying that the Achy Breaky podcast is one of the top 60 country podcasts of all time. We're sitting at number 54.
Well, you don't have to tell them that. Just say top 60.
Well, no, I don't care. We'll take it.
Where are you at?
Now, I don't know if there are only 60 country podcasts ever, and there's 6 that are worse than us.
It's top 60.
But we're top 60, and we haven't done one in like a year. So, I mean, maybe being the 54th best country music podcast is motivation enough to just start banging them out again.
I'll take that as a sign.
That might be the case.
I mean, this summer we got turfed there. That pod juiced up, like it rocketed up the charts, hey?
Yeah, that was
like we were taking on the heavy hitters of the podcast game. Forget country music.
That was the only place that you could find us that summer. We'd been fired, and people were like just exclusively listening.
People
to
needed a fix, hey? Yeah,
it was good. Steven in Truck says, my beef is with my work. I've got a work van. The van grinds like hell when I brake. I told the guy responsible for vehicle maintenance. He took it for a drive and said it's fine. I could not wait for this van to crap the bed and for it not to be my fault. Steven in Truck. Steven in Truck, I would say this. Save the paperwork, right? Save the paperwork on, like, you want that, what do they call it? The path of paper? Paper trail.
Paper trail, yeah.
The path of paper.
I don't mind the path. Word of the mouth says path of paper is probably a better
what is this, Tales of the North?
Choice.
Yeah, path of paper. Make sure you have it so when your van does get ruined, you can say, well, look, I took it to maintenance guy. Shane in a vac truck says, guys, I've got beef with you teasing a Tief's Nacho song and holding it away from us.
Come on. When you're gone and I play, like people are like, no, boo, this sucks. I'm never listening to this again. You can't tell me the people are crying out for it this morning. It's not the case.
Yeah, I don't.
Will loves the Tief's music, hey? Did you know that? When you're gone, like he's a big proponent of a Tief.
Of course he is. Phrase will be in tomorrow with Lieutenant Eric. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I guess maybe we won't be catching up with Dave Naylor today. Anytime this happens, it just feels like that initial Jurassic Park tour.
There will be Dave Naylor's on this show, right? Hello? Hello? God, I hate that man.
2 no-shows and a sick Triceratops.
Yeah. Where's the Naylor? Ram through the roof. Falls through the back.
There he is. All right, keep your text messages rolling in at 780-218-9999. Tube sucks, and it says, henceforth shall be known as the path of paper.
I present to you this path of paper. You go into, wow, the guy had a path of paper. I couldn't.
How can you call me on this when I'm presenting to you the very path of paper in which the job had got done? Bonnie Dune Ron says, play Wheels' Nacho song if you reach 300 likes today.
We don't want people taking likes away from the show now, do we?
Naylor says, sorry, missed it. Tomorrow? Question mark. Do you want him tomorrow? Like at 8:30 or something, like before Beer of the Week?
Sure.
Or it's up to you.
Right.
I mean, I'm not in tomorrow.
Big football show.
Well, we got Herm already.
Football
tomorrow.
guys, yeah.
Say we'll let you know.
Well, maybe we'll take up the old tampering window for old David tomorrow, eh?
Dave would like that. He would love to see the.
He loves a good
he'd love to
tampering.
see the tampering window.
Clever girl.
H.E. Pennypacker has a question for 3 questions too many.
Love it.
Let me see if we need questions for 3 questions too many. We do need questions for 3 questions too many today. I didn't snag any last night. So, yeah, submit your questions for 3 questions too many, and we'll get to a few of those. Let me make a note about H.E. Pennypackers. Naylor. Sorry, missed it.
Yeah, we know.
We know you missed it.
That's fine. Are you
Dave,
okay?
you don't
What
need
are
to
you
tell
doing?
me you missed it.
An explanation would be okay.
All right. Man, I love this guy. There's no text handle on it. He's texted in a few times, though. But, guys, I woke up this morning with beef thinking about the guy who won the ultimate sports trip of a lifetime on 1260 to go anywhere in the world. And he chose a NASCAR race. I'm sure I'm not the only qualifier who still hasn't let that go.
I love waking up in the morning. Top of mind.
First thing that pops up on that guy's head, like
beautiful stuff.
God, I really wish that.
Well, people had some great ideas and suggestions on things. And we're going racing.
No, but I mean, the guy, he obviously was a NASCAR fan.
Yeah, hopefully.
Can you
I've never heard
can
about
you
this.
imagine if he wasn't? And he's like, but I heard it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they say. Check it out.
So I want to go check that out and see what happens there.
Because I mean, I'd probably go to the darts, to be honest. Not a big dart guy, but you kind of.
That would be a pretty good trip.
You know what I mean? With not being a dart enthusiast or anything.
Ryan Liedall says, do not play a Tief song. I repeat, do not play the song.
Great pull.
If we did like a 300 likes thing for that song, I think it would be a great battle around 295. Where like you're just stuck. People are unliking the show
like
and then
tug of war,
reliking the show.
Yeah.
That could be how it is. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. Somebody in the text is wondering, should I give the guy who missed 2 meetings in a row a pass because of a location mix-up yesterday?
I think you get a bit of a mulligan there. Like if he's kind of canceling 2 days, like that's. But does he have a trail of paper proving he was at that place? Because you could also just say it. He could have forgotten and then been like, "Oh yeah, I'm at this place." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To kind of throw you off the scent and be like, "Oh, he's trying to meet with me, but it's a simple mistake." I would have demanded a photograph. Prove it you're at the wrong place.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good one. Well, that's not a great way to do, like trust with somebody.
You're holding the ball here, I think.
Yeah, I guess. Brett near Lacombe says, how much under budget did that NASCAR trip come in at?
Well,
we didn't handle any of that stuff.
No comment.
And there was no budget. Lots of good questions rolling in for 3 questions too many today. So let's keep those coming in, and we'll just grab a bunch right now. A Tief has a beef. Guys, I've got beef. Why in the heck are people doing the wave in the first period of hockey games? I love the wave, but the wave doesn't make any wind, and it doesn't cool me off. So save the damn wave for when it's appropriate out of the hockey game. That's sort of Teef, in case you were wondering why we didn't play the Nacho song.
Very unique, Beef.
All right. Keep those text messages rolling in. We'll continue to get to a few more of those as we work our way through the show this morning. Hey, what do you think of Corey Perry? Getting a little bit of a bump up in the lines yesterday.
Yeah.
I think like that appears to be the only change for tonight's
Message
game.
sent.
Draisaitl, Arvidsson, Podkolzin practice yesterday. Draisaitl, Arvidsson, Podkolzin, Nuge, Brown, Matthias Janmark, Henrique, Hyman, Perry, Philp, Kapanen, Skinner. So in the least surprising move you've ever seen in your entire life, Skinner back out of the top 9. Corey Perry slides in with Henrique and Hyman. Trev, I'd have to say pretty justified after the game that he had against Washington. I thought he was pretty decent.
Corey?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this. That's one thing. Like, I've never really understood, like, they kind of go juggernaut and they have McDavid, Leon, and sometimes they'll have Hyman on there. Sometimes they'll have Perry. And whenever they have Perry, I'm just like, he doesn't really provide that much. I don't know. I'm not really liking this, but for whatever reason, him and Leon the other night, they like those two. They were working with something. There was a few plays where Corey Perry had really like good high IQ passes that he made to Leon, and I don't think anyone else would have been able to really do that. But he's got a good sense of the game, and I liked it. So I think it's justified. He obviously potted a goal, and I don't mind that. That's one thing I was going to suggest.
He'll get bumped up a little bit with Henrique and Hyman. And do we expect tonight, or in general when these lines are together, do we expect Henrique, Hyman, Perry to be more productive than Nuge, Brown, Matthias Janmark? Remember, Henrique has not really moved the needle offensively yet this year. Nuge is not doing what you would expect him to do, but he does have like 9 in his last 12 points. Hyman came back from injuries, has been scoring, but which line do you like more? Henrique, Hyman, Perry, or Nuge, Brown, Matthias Janmark?
To score?
Yeah, you know Matthias Janmark hasn't scored on a goalie yet this year?
Hasn't scored on a goalie?
He hasn't scored a goal on a goalie yet this year.
Oh, he's saving it for the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he's really fast.
I saw that pop up online yesterday. I think Henrique, Hyman, Perry would be viewed as the second line in tonight's hockey game. And then Nuge, Brown, and Matthias Janmark would be your third line. Philp, Skinner, and Kapanen, I guess, would be your fourth line, although I'm not really expecting them to see much ice time.
Yeah.
All right, we need somebody to play kind of easy trivia right now. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. Text Trev. Let him know you want to play. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. How many of you are going to watch the game tonight and have homemade nachos just because? Just because.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Right? It's not a bad idea.
And not the, like, I'm just talking those little rounds. You put them on the tray, some shredded cheese on top.
That's all you need.
Those what do they call them, the poverty nachos or whatever?
That's my go-to nacho at home.
It's too good.
Those little damn Tostito rounds.
And in fact,
they're so salty, and then you just cover them in cheese.
I got a few pickled banana peppers too.
Spicy boy.
I think
they're really good.
Boy, hey, are we all in?
I like.
Do we all want to take a snap? We'll all have a.
I'm for that.
I'll be in a hotel room tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to make nachos. Sorry, boys.
Oh, come on!
But if I was to go, I'll go for dinner tonight. I'll get nachos.
Yes,
and I'll send you a picture of it.
Solidarity.
Do you like banana peppers, Dusty?
Trev, let me give you one guess on if I like banana peppers.
Okay, well, I don't know. They're flavorful. They're good. They got a little bite to them.
And the pickled in the
the pickled are the best.
jagged
Absolutely,
cut,
yes, so good. So,
have you had one?
I'd like to think yes.
Have you, Eric? I'll give you one guess.
Oh, come on.
Do you think I've had a banana pepper?
No,
I haven't. I haven't had a banana pepper.
I think you'd actually like it.
You think I would like a banana pepper?
I'm bringing them in next week.
Next week on the show.
Bringing the jar in.
Banana peppers.
Bringing the jar in.
Yes, they're super good.
Okay.
You don't even have to have the full pepper. It's just
I just want a little slice.
Yeah, a little slice.
I just want a little slice.
Man,
and can I have it on a cracker?
Yeah, they're so good on a cracker.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just trying to find a way to maybe take away some of the bite. On a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy is a banana pepper?
Like nothing. Nothing.
Why is it called a banana pepper?
It's a pepper.
Yeah, but why is it called a banana
Does
pepper?
it look like a banana?
Oh, tropical in color.
I'm assuming
I don't know.
it's yellow?
They're yellow, orange,
and red.
Yeah,
There's 3.
tropical color.
They're
all the
super
same
good.
heat index, eh? Like the,
Yeah, I think so. And,
You know
and the
what?
flavor.
Italian Center.
Oh,
They
I'm
must have
sure
banana peppers at Italian
They
Center.
probably have the
Sure they
best.
got
That's some high-end produce right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what, boys?
I think you like
For
it.
you guys, I will try a banana pepper on the show
Wow.
next week. Yeah. I'm going to have a big glass of milk
Yes.
sitting right next to me in case it's too spicy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's do that. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a great week. All right. Somebody play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. 780-218-9999. Hammer the thumbs up if you're excited for my banana pepper trying next week.
You can already feel the heat. I bet you're already salivating. Hey, you can get a.
Don't scare me. Don't scare me.
They're so hot, hey, Trev? Like
No, they're
real
okay.
hot.
Tremendous.
You guys are messing with me now.
What are you talking about?
You're going to be breathing heavy.
5 alarm, baby.
What do you have them on? What do you put them on? Well, nachos. You think
I
you
put
might
them
put
on
them on
anything.
nachos?
Yeah, you can put them on anything.
As well,
Burgers,
like
hot dogs, the whole
Toast,
bit,
hot
yeah.
dogs, so good.
You could have them on toast, sure.
Wow.
Sandwiches,
What do you want? Just a cracker?
crackers with like little sausage on that.
You could probably put it on a smoked oyster too. That'd be
Maybe.
a nice.
Yeah,
a nice
probably pass on that one.
well, yeah, come on.
Big Maple says, I'll get the EMTs standing by when you ingest the banana pepper. All right. This is good. I'm partially excited to try it just because you guys both think I will actually like it.
As Chris G says as well, you can even get them in Donairs. It's not a bad crunch, eh?
Which I do every time. Poutine.
I will never add anything else to my Donairs. Even if I like banana peppers next week, I don't think I'd ever add anything else to my perfect Donair, which is Donair cheese and sauce.
You wait.
Yeah. All right, 3 questions too many. We do need questions for 3 questions too many today, so fire those over. Kind of easy trivia coming up. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Jeff Patterson from Canucks Army is going to be by in the Rink-Wide Show. Scalding Hot Takes, Marmot Basin Snow Report, and the wrap for William Huff, all leading in to the Hangout today, and the rest of our coverage leading up to that GCL Diesel pregame show tonight with Tommy Gazzola getting you ready for the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. Guys, I eat banana peppers out of the jar and drink the juice.
Oh, he's
That's
a
for
brine
somebody
boy.
who
Hey?
texts in.
Love the
boy.
brine.
All right, let's get to a sports update right now for Windsor Plywood Leduc. If you're looking for plywood or things to help you build, they've got you covered. Eric's got more on that.
Game day on EST. Oilers looking to snap a 2-game slide when they welcome in the Vancouver Canucks. The GCL Diesel pregame show comes your way at 6 here on EST with Tom Gazzola. You can also join Tom and Hernan Salas following tonight's action for the GCL Diesel postgame show. Other action around the league last night, 4 games. The Kings would rally past the Panthers in the third, 2-1 your final. Neil Pionk with the overtime winner. Jets over the Avs 3-2. Adam Fantilli scoring his first NHL hat trick in front of family and friends as the Blue Jackets pump the Leafs 5-1 from Toronto, and the Devils snapping a 4-game slide 5-1 over the Boston Bruins. Over to the NBA last night, Canadian content shining as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He put up the most points ever by a Canadian in the NBA, 54. He leads OKC over Utah 123-114. Elsewhere, second in the West, knocking off first in the East. Houston take it 109-108 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Raptors are in Atlanta tonight, one of 9 games around the association. Also the Celtics in LA to take on the Lakers. Sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Plywood.
There is a certain man with chops upon his face.
He is big and strong and finally found his place.
Most players look at him with terror and with fear.
But to Oiler fans, their eyes he brings a tear. He can skate about 100 miles per hour, full of anger and fire. But he's also got the hands and power that a fan base desires. Cassian shot the puck and it went in. He scored a goal, so we'll play the song. Cassian missing teeth when he grins. He'll beat you up if you do him wrong.
He was a drafted man in the first round long ago.
He went to Vancouver from Buffalo.
He landed with the Habs, but never played a game.
His career got on track when to Edmonton he came. The Oilers got him in a trade for Scrivens. Now he's a leader of the pack. When it comes to cast your refs are given, show your rack for Zach. Cassian shot the puck and it went in. He scored a goal, so we'll play the song. Cassian, he's missing teeth when he grins. He'll beat you up if you do him wrong. Cassian shot the puck and it went in.
We listen when the kids go to hockey. If it's an Elizabeth practice or game, she gets to control all the goal songs they listen to. And for Marshall, he gets to control it. She always picks this one as her last one, like her big pump up before hockey. And the whole family sings, instead of Cassian, Muzzian. And she just loves it. She just sits there and smiles. We're like, Muzzian, shut the pucket. And she's just like, and she's missing some teeth. So like it really ties in there nicely. She absolutely loves it. That's the old Cassian goal song. Put that guy.
Wonder where he's waking up this morning.
Well, he's scouting somewhere.
Scout.
Yeah, for the oil.
What the hell?
I don't know what that was. You hear that weird buzz?
Yeah, that scared me. I kind of...
Imagine creating a time machine, but the only purpose for creating said time machine was to go back to 2017 and bring that Zach Cassian to the Oilers' bottom six for this.
We were talking about Tom Wilson earlier, too.
Yeah.
Like, that type of fly-around guy.
It'd be a horrible waste of time travel, but if that was the only thing. But I mean, it would sure help the club.
The opportunity to time travel, I think any exercise you would take.
I would
even
take
if that's the mission, you'd still sign you up.
No, you know what would be tough? You know I love time travel. And
right.
It's like, I don't think I could do it if they're like, you might not ever come back because of my family. Like, I couldn't leave them. Like,
Even the temptation of time traveling to bring Zach Cassian.
True.
You wouldn't do it because of your family?
If I could time travel and change anything in sports ever, I would time travel back to the moment Jeff Shantz took out Saku Koivu's knee when he was leading the league in scoring. And I'd sit there in the stands and I'd yell, Saku, look out! And then he'd win the Art Ross that year.
You alter time. And then imagine the ripples from that.
Oh, can you imagine?
You know? AI never exists.
The Oilers, if Saku Koivu wins the Art Ross that year, Finnish hockey, there's a twist in it. The Oilers don't draft Jesse Puljujärvi fourth overall. They take Tkachuk instead, and they've already got 2 Stanley Cups.
There's got to be some sort of effect.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Right? It's a butterfly effect. Great movie, by the way. D-Rock texts in and says, I actually can't believe that Dustin is married with a bland palate such as his. I don't think anybody's ever said I can't marry that guy because of his palate.
Yeah.
I hope not. Can you imagine not marrying somebody because you just don't like the fact that they don't like a ton of foods?
How much does Tammy have to do with this, though? Because I remember, didn't you kind of go out and experiment while you were courting her? Like
I sucked it up for a bit. I tried sushi for a little bit.
But now, I mean, she doesn't even like you. She didn't like you drinking coffee yesterday. So she kind of, like, she doesn't care. She in fact encourages your safe behavior. Correct? Like she doesn't want you coming home. Oh, I think banana peppers. I have heartburn.
I think she would rather me try more exotic foods with her because she likes trying a bunch of that stuff.
Define exotic, though, for you.
Well, banana peppers.
Yeah, but if you're coming home and complaining, you go, "Oh, my tummy!" Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm usually like that anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, we got a jam-packed third hour. We gotta get moving here. Who's playing kind of easy trivia today, Trev? Who do we got?
Chris G.
Chris G is gonna play it today. Looking at his hands on a gift certificate. Mr. Mike Steakhouse Cash. I'll tell you what doesn't need banana peppers on it. Classic Mike burger. It's perfect,
but
just the way. No, Eric?
Sure, you could ask for an add-on.
I'm sure you could.
Absolutely.
But it's perfect the way it is. It's perfect the way it is. All right, let's go to Chris G. Needs to get 10 3 out of 5 correct to win this gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, that big steak event starting next week. We'll have details on all of that next week. All right, here we go. Chris G, you ready to play?
Yeah, of course, boys.
All right, we will start the ticker after I read the first question. Here we go. Who do the Edmonton Oilers play tonight?
Vancouver Canucks.
Name one forward on the Canucks.
JT Miller.
Which 2 players are suspended for tonight's game?
Myers and David.
Who's the head coach of the Canucks?
Rick Tocchet.
What sport does Anthony Davis play?
Basketball.
Boom. 5 for 5. Chris G gets it done.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Chris G got it done, went back to the nasty chat, said nailed it right there. Well done, sir. Well done. He's off to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. Man, I'll tell you guys, this banana pepper thing is getting a lot of buzz. People very much like them. Big Dave says pizza is the superior delivery system for banana peppers.
Yeah, that's a good vassal. Yeah, I'd say that. I mean,
is that the best way to have them?
I don't mind on a submarine sandwich as well.
Any type of submarine sandwich or a certain
any type, cold, hot, whatever. You could probably plop them in a panino there too, and it would go down a dream. They're a 5-tool player. Hey, up and down the lineup. I mean, I wouldn't put it on a cool sugary treat or anything, but I think even then you could probably have a little heat and.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see more people bring back the term submarine sandwich.
Louis Submarine.
Like, yeah, a submarine sandwich as opposed to just, I'm going for a sub. I'm going for a sub. Well, let's have subs. What are you having for lunch? I'm having subs. I want people to start saying, I'm going to go get myself a submarine sandwich.
Well, sub means multiple things, right? You can sub to the channel. You can be a dom or a sub in sexual actions and in a sandwich as well. But you don't know. You say, hey, I'm going for a sub.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, sexy time.
There's a Reed Wilkins would have a joke about that for sure around here.
Bring out
Reed's got all the funny stuff. Yeah. EST parlays up. Draisaitl 2 points. Arvidsson Bouchard a point. Oilers win plus 315 in the exclusives tab over at Coolbet. Jake, thank you very much for getting that done. Trev, what were you going to say on the submarine sandwich?
Submarine sandwich. I've never heard of that. Is that
you've never?
Thing?
That's
why they're called.
That's why they're called.
Because they look like a submarine. Ah, okay.
He's playing with us.
No, I get it now, but I never heard that term before.
You did not know that subs were just shortened for submarine sandwich?
No.
Have you heard of Louis Submarine, the fast food sub sandwich restaurant?
Maybe. That sounds a little familiar. But that, that's news. I had no idea. Submarine, because it looks like a submarine.
You marked that down for the wrap.
Yes. That's big.
You learned that today.
Probably the biggest thing I've learned.
No, I will also just throw this in there quickly.
You're gonna make fun of me.
All right, no. I'm gonna open myself up here a little bit. Are they called submarine sandwiches because they look like a submarine? Is that what it is? I knew they were always submarine sandwiches. I kind of just
I would unless it was like invented by William James Submarine. He was the first ever to have the idea of a long, narrow.
It does look like. I mean, it would make sense. It looks like a submarine, so they call it a submarine sandwich.
But it doesn't have a little periscope.
But we don't look at a regular sandwich and say, "Oh, look, a flat deck sandwich." It just.
Well, but that's just because that's regular. This is like different. So
I guess
different
has to be where it comes from. I guess.
But then also, I mean, you look at the brand of Subway, and you're like, oh, is it a Subway train sandwich? Because that too is kind of longer in nature.
The way that the sandwiches are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can just trying to.
Well, you learn something new every day. 780-218-9999. Pizza guy Justin was asking if we have Firehouse in the city now. We do.
Oh, yeah.
We actually really like Firehouse. Nielson family, big fans.
By Wayne's. It's in the
It's right by
Italian
Wayne's.
Center.
Yeah, we gotta get Firehouse on
Boston
board here.
pizza? Yeah,
we
you
gotta
do.
get Firehouse on board. They, I've had a couple of different ones over there. Their like roast beef sub is delicious.
The hot and the cold.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then I had like their pizza meatball combo sub. It's warm, it's fresh, it's soft, it's good. Firehouse is good.
They even use a bit of that honey ham, so it's a little like sweet. Sometimes you can have like yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he always has a submarine sandwich tucked away in his desk. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Somebody comes in and says, "Listen, I don't know if I really want to buy this vehicle."
You got the drawer there.
I can't buy a vehicle when I have an empty stomach. And Mitch from Park Mazda goes, "Well, you're in luck because right here in my desk drawer, I've got a submarine sandwich for you. Done deal, Mitch. Shake on it."
Not wrapped either. Just he pulls out.
Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric. And also you can follow Edmonton Sports Talk at YEG Sports Talk. You'll be up to date on when, where, and how you can digest this evening's GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows. Also today, look at this, the Prospects tweeting it out an hour ago. Today's the day we announce our final 5 names in our Name the Team contest. Stay tuned.
Oh, the Prospects changing their name.
The whole thing. New ballpark out there in Spruce Grove. Myself and Robin the Grove have been talking about this. I wonder what it could be. Parkland Porcupines was one that we were kind of...
Damn, that's a great...
And for a minor league ball to have a porcupine?
Yeah.
Imagine the possibilities.
God, Parkland Porcupines.
Parkland Porcupines. I mean, it's got minor league ball written all over it.
I don't know how that doesn't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that doesn't get it.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Gonna get all over that merch.
All right, we need one more question for 3 questions too many. We got a few. Let's get into this one from H.E. Pennypacker. Says, guys, I saw this on Twitter the other day. Do you guys think you could win the Masters if you just had to putt from the far edge of the green and everybody else had to play the entire course?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
I golf, and I'm not sure I could do it. Like, oh, come on. I mean, on the par 5s, you just have to 3-putt, and you're probably gaining a stroke or 2. I think...
Oh, you're talking about like a full round. Like, not if
you play 18 holes, but you only have to putt from the far edge of the green, and all of the professional golfers have to play all of Augusta.
And it's still regular scoring.
And
like
you just have to putt out.
Well,
can you putt around Augusta as a regular? You're a complete non-golfer.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you putt around Augusta in 66, 65 attempts? I like to think, as a guy who's golfed somewhat regularly for 20 years, I could win the Masters by just having to putt. But then I've had buddies who've been at Augusta and say the greens there are absolutely insane, like just watching it there.
But you set it up so you'd almost be putting every putt for a par 3. Your first shot, you'd set it up, and then you'd have maybe 2 chances.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could win the Masters just putting.
And you're right.
I don't think I could do it.
Wild, aren't they? Like that's
apparently the greens there are like essentially ice, glass, however you want to describe it, and then the undulation, the ups and downs,
inversion,
whatever it is. Too much. I don't think I could do it. I'd sure like to try though. Hey, that would be fun to try.
Sure, yeah.
Just try to see if you could win the Masters by only having to putt.
Could you putt across a basketball court to win a Porsche? That's what I want.
That was impressive too.
Because the wood.
Yeah.
And people
could take it anywhere.
And somebody gets up and stamps a bit, like that thing's like.
That's a once in a million.
I don't know what the insurance like. I mean, it was giving us the gears about the NASCAR trip. They got to give away that Porsche.
Question number 2. And chime in on this. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Or hit us up in the message.
You'd be surprised how poorly you do if you're not a legit golfer. Yeah, probably.
Josh Clausen says, if Tiger Woods Master Edition for Nintendo Wii is any guide, I could definitely do it. Also, undulation.
I'd back Clausen. He'd have to wear his hat, though. Hey, well, he does it. The cap. The po' boy cap.
Yeah, that's how he would golf. I think, what's his name, wore one of those ones? Shia LaBeouf in a golf movie.
Sure.
I think he wore a Josh Clausen hat.
Payne Stewart, right? He had the full garb.
He was the sharp-looking dude.
Yeah.
Undeletion. I was close.
Inversion. That's what Vav always liked to say on the hill. It'd be cold down there, but when you got up to the top of Marmot, the weather would be totally inversion.
That's how it works. Yeah. Scoob says, you guys have to be able to play Augusta on the simulator. I know those aren't super accurate for the greens, but actually, we should reach out to our partners over at Gimme Golf and see if we could go play Augusta, but just the putting, and just to see if it's. That would be fun.
Are you belly putting that thing?
I would blame the simulator for sure. Like, oh, that should have been in. On a real green, that would have been it. Question number 3, question number 2, if you guys could play any character in any movie, which one would it be? That comes in from Moon Watcher today.
Wow.
It's got to be Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Prune face and Dick Tracy.
The time travel, saves his parents. Did have to kiss his mom awkwardly when she was younger, so that might not be great. Maybe it won't be Marty McFly then. Who'd you say? Dick Tracy?
Prune face.
And
Dick Tracy.
That was a quick answer.
Yeah. I've always been wanted to ask that question.
It's a good question as well. 780-218-9999. Any actor in any movie ever. Trev, who'd you want to play?
Growing up, Spider-Man was always I was pretending to be Spider-Man.
Superhero movie would be great.
Yes, I'd love to be Spider-Man.
Iron Man would be fun.
Iron Man would be really cool. Also would like to be Shia LaBeouf in Transformers. I thought that was that was my favorite.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, no, I like Transformers. They're really cool. That's my favorite toy. And then I'd also say, what else was it? Oh yeah, growing up, I wanted to be the Karate Kid.
Oh yeah,
bad.
Good one.
Like Jaden Smith, like Jackie Chan just pumping him up.
Jaden Smith. Oh.
Well, okay. Well,
you
because
just killed
no.
me.
Okay, I'm saying
I'm so old.
I know
compared to you.
Yes, and I know the nasties are gonna be like, oh, like I know that
you might just get torched.
The original's way better, but I'm just saying this. I grew up, so when that was the movie that summer, they were hyping it up, and I saw all the trailers, and I was just like, oh, like that would be so cool to be the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
So, obviously,
I also kind of wanted to be Karate Kid because Elizabeth Shue was in that movie, and she is my first crush of all time. But then Daniel LaRusso is kind of a whiny punk too. You know, it's man, you blew my mind when you dropped Jaden Smith on us there.
I like saying that.
God,
it gets people going.
Penner's Pancake says, "Oh my God, you two, Trev, not Jaden Smith."
Yes.
Yeah. That's a wild look. All right, question number 3, guys. Do you expect any fights in tonight's hockey game?
No.
I'm going to say 1, but not because of the incident.
Like a full tilt?
I think it's just going to be...
Or like a scrum?
I think we'll see a fight tonight. I think it'll just be because of something that happens tonight.
Vincent?
Like it's not going to be, oh, you got your face in front of McDavid's stick. We're going to try to fight. I think it'll just be, it should be an intense hockey game tonight. I think something will come out of that. Let's get into your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. We're going to dive into this right now because Jeff Patterson's going to join us coming up just after 8:30. Then we got Scalding Hot Takes, Marmot Basin Snow Report, and of course the wrap for William Huff. So we've got lots to get to here in hour number 3. Stick around for the Hangout from 9 to 11. EST Afternoons every day now from 1 to 3. And of course the Reed Wilkins Show every day from 3 to 6. And tell your friends how good the Reed Wilkins Show is because it is absolutely outstanding. You will not find a better show in the city at that time. I know you're like, that might be a bold take. That is not. I'm just listen to Reed's show and you'll understand what I'm talking
just
about.
Facts. Yeah.
It's just he's that good. It's terrific. All right. Let's get into the Orange and Blue Breakfast for GCL Diesel as we set up the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. The Orange and Blue Breakfast brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Edmonton Oilers, Vancouver Canucks tonight. If you are excited, about this hockey game. I totally get you. If you want to go to the game tonight and you're looking for tickets, obviously you can find those bad boys on Fans First. By fans for fans, no fees. Let's get into your line combinations, projected line combinations. The Edmonton Oilers looking like you might see a little bit of a change. Draisaitl with Arvidsson and Podkolzin. Corey Perry with Adam Henrique and Zach Hyman. Nuge stays with Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown. Philp, Kapanen, and Skinner. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, and Ty Emberson. Not expecting Klingberg to get any game action until next week. The Vancouver Canucks, from what I'm seeing at least, and we can get into this with Jeff Patterson when he joins us. Patterson, DeBrusk, and Besser. JT Miller, the arch nemesis. Poose, but pious. Connor Garland. Teddy Bluger, Kiefer Sherwood, Danton Heinen. Max Sasson, Phil DiGiuseppe, who made a Tales of the North appearance.
Yes, it burns.
And Hoglander. Quinn Hughes, Mark Friedman, Susie Hronik, Forbert, and Vincent Desharnais. Imagine him scrapping somebody on the
Yes, Vincent.
Weird thing. As for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight, let's get into your injury report for Podium Physiotherapy. Knee pain from that nagging ACL injury, hip or shoulder pain slowing you down, back pain after a long day at work, they've got you covered, whether it's a sports injury, post-op recovery, or the wear and tear of everyday life. The expert team is here to get you back on track at Podium Physiotherapy. Unlock the athlete in you. Lieutenant Eric, who's not tough enough to play hockey tonight? Who are we missing?
Well, there will be two players missing, albeit not on the tough side, and Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers for the Canucks and the Oilers there. So we've taken care of that. For the Oilers, as we know, Evander Kane and Alec Regula are both out. And for the Vancouver Canucks, as you'll have to bear with me here as the page is here we go. Tyler Myers has said Dakota Joshua and Noah Juleson both on the IR.
What's your key to a victory tonight for the Oil here, buddy?
Stay disciplined. I think we've all kind of said this in our own little way over the past, ever since Saturday, really, and leading up to this. Well, no, after the Capitals game, obviously, there was business to take care of there. But don't fall into the trap. And that's why I kind of, when you asked to really be any fights tonight, the Canucks don't have any room to be playing around either. Like, they need points.
Yeah.
They are fading.
It's an important game for them.
That's like the Oilers are where they're at, and you could say, well, if they lose, it's not the end of the world. They are still competing again for top spot in the league, and in home, I get that, very important. But the Canucks, like, they need to get a win here. So yeah, I would say for the Oilers, don't succumb to any games, don't succumb to any gamesmanship, don't try to get tempted by any of the dark arts. If somebody wants to dance and that's how it's settled, and it's pistols at 12 o'clock, sure, go for it. But don't get roped and doped into any of those dark art games tonight. Keep it simple. You should win offensively. You've got the talent, and again, for this team as well, maybe scoring first. The first period in Saturday night's game, I don't forecast a repeat of that, obviously, but the record when the Oilers score first as opposed to when they don't, which is 500, a big difference. So don't get roped into anything tonight.
Calvin on the chat, watching Reed Wilkins' show every day
makes my day.
Yes, it does. Game day prediction. We've been talking a lot about, will it be physical and all this stuff?
Who fights? How many rounds?
But I'm wondering, how will it be officiated tonight? Like, are we going to see... I'll say this. Even though they don't have Connor McDavid, the Oilers will score a power play goal tonight. Let's just leave it to that. I was going to say there'll be 2 power play goals in this game.
Those zone entries.
But I'll say even without McDavid, they get one on the power play tonight, because I would have to think, we see a lot of whistles tonight. You have to, would the National Hockey League not reach out to the officials tonight and say, hey, let's call a few things in this game coming off of what happened last game. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's just keep it simple. My game day prediction: Oilers power play goal.
Expect the unexpected, though, when it always comes to the NHL and officials in the
no penalties either way tonight. Just straight up let them play. Let them decide it on their own. Right? That's what you'd be looking at. We got an update here for Sit and Sleep on the other side of 8:30. Jeff Patterson is going to join us. We'll find out what the conversation has been in Vancouver this week. We know what the conversation has been right here in Edmonton, but the host of Rink Wide Vancouver and senior writer for Canucks Army is going to join us coming up next. Scalding hot takes still to come, Marmot Basin Snow Report, and of course the wrap for William Huff all before 9 o'clock. Here's Lieutenant Eric with a sports update.
Game day tonight down at Rogers Place. Oilers and Canucks. Edmonton looking to snap a 2-game slide heading into this evening. The GCL Diesel pregame show that begins at 6 here on EST with Tom Gazzola. You can join Tom and Hernan Salas following tonight's game for the GCL Diesel postgame show, where they'll be taking your messages and reaction. Action from last night, just 4 games. The Kings over the Panthers 2-1. Jets over Colorado 3-2 in overtime. Blue Jackets pumping the Leafs 5-1 from Toronto. And the Devils snapping a 4-game slide with a 5-1 victory over Boston. Raptors are in Atlanta tonight to battle the Hawks in one of 9 games around the NBA. Also, the Boston Celtics visit the LA Lakers. Last night, it was number 2 in the West, knocking off first in the East as the Rockets defeat Cleveland 109-108. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the story of the evening. He put up 54 points. That's the most by a Canadian in the NBA, leading the Thunder over the Jazz 123-114. Sit and Sleep is currently offering a winter clearance event from massive discounts on major sleep brands to unbeatable deals on Canadian-made custom furniture. Our winter clearance event is your chance to transform your home at a fraction of the cost. Plus, you can enjoy perks like free white glove delivery and special financing offers that make it even easier to bring home the best. Visit us today in South Common next to Planet Fitness.
On the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today, Dusty and Lieutenant Eric and YouTube Trev with you, coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio this morning. Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by our great partners at Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. If you are in the market for a new truck, there's no better place to go. Go see Daniel and his team at Southport Chev. They will look after you. They'll get you a great deal on a great ride. You cannot go wrong. They also got those 2025 tracks that are on right now for just $148 bi-weekly at Southport Chev. Scalding hot takes still to come. We'll get you that Marmot Basin Snow Report and, of course, the wrap for William Huff before 9 o'clock. But wanted to track down somebody from Vancouver at some point this week. I know Sakaris was on with the Reed Wilkins show yesterday. That was a good conversation. Jeff Patterson got up for us this morning a little bit earlier out on the West Coast. But how can you sleep before a game like this, eh? Between the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. Let's bring in Jeff this morning. Jeff, we really appreciate the time, man. What has the week been like out there in Vancouver with this game looming? Oh, I think you're muted, Jeff. Is he muted? Is that you, Trevor, or is that Jeff? One sec, Jeff. Hang on a sec here. Reconnect, Jeff. Trev's just telling you reconnect quickly. He'll reconnect. Jeff will reconnect quickly. We'll get him back in there. He was very excited. He was he looked like he had a very animated answer, and we missed it. We'll get him to reconnect that audio, and we'll bring him back in. I need to know, how do you think it's been in Vancouver? Like, well, I would assume McDavid would be enemy number one.
We all talk about that market too, how they're kind of blasé half the time, and it's not as fired up maybe as here is and everything again.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. We got him now.
Answer here.
All right, let's find out. We were going to try to come up with an answer, but Jeff, give us the real one, man. What's it been like in Vancouver?
Well, I just wanted to say, you make this sound like it's a massive burden to be up at 7:30 in the morning out here. I got 2 kids that got to get out the door to school, so
okay.
We've been up for hours. All good. Yeah, look, these are not the best of times for the Vancouver Canucks. You may have heard, if you look at the standings, you'll see that playoff bar, and then you look a little further south, and there you find the team that won the division and had 50 victories last year. I've been doing this for 25 years. My first year, Messier was still a Canuck. Like, that's how far back I go covering this hockey team. And this has been one of the screwiest seasons by far, just with adversity and injuries and infighting and inconsistency and anything else that starts with an I. So, yeah, like, look, what happened at the end of the game the other night. That first period, by the way, and people forget that there were 60 minutes played the other night. It seems to boil down to the final 20. But the first period, 16 shots on goal and the 3-0 lead, and all, like, that was one of the best periods of hockey that the Vancouver Canucks have played in a while. This team has 3 wins in its last 10 games. It has 11 goals in its last 7. Like, just think about that, 11 goals in 7 hockey games. So they're struggling. But they looked good in the first period, and then they held on. And then the follow-up game is Buffalo the other night, and they fall flat on their face. They had a 2-1 lead going to the third, and they lose 3-2 to the Sabres. The Canucks have not won consecutive games since the start of December. It's coming up the end of January now. This is a team that hasn't won consecutive games on home ice all season long. Now, they're on the road tonight, so that doesn't apply. But again, that just sort of speaks to you don't know what you're getting from this group from night to night, and really from period to period. So, I think people out here had a little bit of a laugh at the way things shook down in the final 20 seconds. And I don't want to live in a world where that becomes a defensive tactic. But it was effective. In the moment for Connor Garland, it was effective. But I do think sometimes you don't know that loopholes need to be closed until they're exploited. And I do wonder if now the National Hockey League is going to take stock of what went on. And as I said, like, I don't want to live in a world where McDavid or McKinnon or whoever is pinned to the ice for 20 seconds. But, like, the Canucks can't get dragged down into what might happen tonight. Ultimately, it was a missed holding call, right? At the end of the day, that's what it was. And it feels to me now like, there was a lot of heat. Like, my timeline on Sunday morning, my goodness, my thumbs got a lot of work out muting and blocking and leaving conversations. But it sort of feels now that both Connors have spoken this week that the attention is more where it should be, and that is on just the inconsistency of NHL officiating. And that at the end of the day, yes, these guys can do a better job. And, the fact that it's been brought to light now at just how few penalties McDavid is ultimately drawing on a nightly basis, that should be a concern for the National Hockey League. But, will there be some carryover? I think there's going to be some heat. I mean, look, the Oilers have lost back-to-back. As I said, the Canucks don't win much these days. This is a fairly significant game for both of these teams. So I just think you're going to get a spirited divisional rival matchup tonight, and let's hope that it's a pretty good hockey game. And if it has a little carryover heat, hey, I'm here for it.
I like, we were joking about this morning, like, I want to see the retribution holding penalty. I want to see the Oilers hold somebody, and that's because that's what it was. I mean, it was a missed holding call, right? Like, if we're
look, I joked on Twitter the other day that this game should start with the smallest Oiler, Troy Stetcher, getting to sit on Quinn Hughes for 10 seconds, just right off the opening faceoff, and then play on. At that point, all scores are settled, and away you go.
Yeah, everybody's even. Just go from there. You did talk about the lack of production lately. I saw your tweet, like the top end guys just aren't going right now. How much of that comes from all the off the ice discussion, and how much of it is they're just not playing good hockey?
Well, look, this is a one-off road trip. They're back home to Washington here on Saturday. I do wonder, like, did JT Miller stuff a little extra in his suitcase? Did he bring an extra suitcase on this road trip? Like, he is living minute to minute as a Vancouver Canuck, and you go to bed at night and you check your phone to make sure you're not missing anything. You wake up in the morning and your first thing is to make sure that nothing's happened in the midnight hour here. Something's got to give. And it feels like this team right now is in a holding pattern waiting for that shoe to drop. I mean, that kind of is the best way to sum up. It's unreal. As I said, just 11 goals in 7 games. Patterson's gone quiet most of the season. Miller, since his 10-game absence, his personal leave, just hasn't been the same player. And then it goes down from there. I mean, the only guy that's played with any consistency is Quinn Hughes, and he had the 2 goals in the game against the Oilers the other night, and he has played an exceptional level. And it's crazy that he hasn't been able to drag a few others into the fight on a nightly basis. But they seem, I mean, right around the Christmas time, the infighting between Miller and Patterson, like, that was so out of control. That story.
We're back. We got you. We're back. We froze for a second, and we're like, I think it's on our end, and we're not sure if it's on his end. You are back, Jeff. We got you.
You're going to make me talk about the inconsistency of the Canucks again? Do I have to repeat my answer?
No, what I wanted to lay out actually was, I thought in that game against Edmonton on Saturday, JT Miller, I mean, after what had happened the game before, and he's at the end of the bench, and then he plays 20 minutes, has a couple of assists, an out-of-market guy, I'm like, man, I wonder if that's kind of like a salvageable sort of thing because of the way he played on Saturday. But we're beyond that point, right?
It feels like too much water under the bridge. But yes, that was one of his best games in a long time. And that's the player that I think is intriguing to these teams that are certainly kicking tires. And the Rangers have been in. Obviously, he was drafted by the Rangers way back when. Carolina is one of those teams that, look, we've seen with Carolina, right? Terrific organization, a good team every year, but maybe lacking that playoff game breaker. And I think there could be a fit there. If Carolina is willing to pony up and make that trade, I think JT Miller could absolutely be a fit that could help the Carolina Hurricanes get further than they've been here in recent playoff runs. So there should be interest when he's on his game and when he's motivated and invested and playing the right way. He's absolutely still a force. And, the Oilers and Oiler fans saw that in the playoffs last year as well. But there just hasn't been nearly enough of that through 45 games here this season.
It is a bit Jekyll and Hyde, of course, beating the Oilers, Jeff, Saturday, and then losing to the Sabres. And you brought up as well, the GM, Patrick Allvin, I think you said a full-throated endorsement of this team here moving forward. And yeah, they're still in the mix, but, with, as you mentioned, everything with JT Miller and surrounding that, like what was the difference from Saturday to the loss to the Sabres as well? Like what are we what Canucks team is this going to be, like a back and forth and we expect a big effort coming off a loss or like what was the difference between Saturday and the other night against the Sabres?
Well, and that's the wild part is that you had this blueprint that had worked so effectively against the Oilers. You got the lead and then they locked it down. I mean, holding Edmonton, I know the Oilers were 3-4 and some travel and everything else, but holding the Oilers to 15 shots on goal. Like,
great performance. Yeah.
Right. And so now you got the Sabres who had played the night before in Seattle, lost, gave up 6 goals. Lindy Ruff on Tuesday, and I haven't seen this for a while. Like, it wasn't a morning skate. First of all, it was back-to-backs. Not just he had to practice. Like, he was skating his Sabres hard on Tuesday and basically saying, hey, if you're not going to work in the games, we're going to work in the practice times. So here were the Sabres coming to town back-to-back, and the Canucks had a 2-1 lead going to the third, and they just they just stopped playing. They stopped skating. I think they thought that they could do to the Sabres what they had done to the Oilers 2 nights earlier, and instead, hey, Buffalo, generated enough in the third to get the 2 goals they needed. So, yeah, where Patrick Allvin held court with the media, and that in itself is an event because we don't hear from the general manager out here an awful lot. But yes, he gave them this endorsement on Monday. He believed in this group. He felt that, all the adversity and the injuries were behind them. And look out, they were going to follow up the Oilers win with another good performance. And then they basically throw up on themselves in the third period on Tuesday against Buffalo. So it comes back to this. You really don't know what to expect from the Vancouver Canucks. I will say this much, that the first half of the season, way too porous defensively, giving up way too many goals, kind of back to the Bruce Boudreau era where there was no defense and it was trying to be an offensive team and outscore their issues. Since Christmas, no team in the National Hockey League has allowed fewer shots than the Vancouver Canucks. Like, they really have dumbed it down. And what you saw against the Oilers is the way that they've played. They held Washington to 18 shots. Carolina, 18 shots. The Leafs, I think, had 20 shots. So they feel like they've kind of rounded out the defensive side of their game, but you still have to outscore your opponent, and you do have to put pucks in the net. So this is the issue now, that it feels like even though they're limiting all these chances in their own end, they're stifling the offensive creativity, and the power play is not going right now. And so they're just playing these crazy low-event games that, 3 the other night felt like 15 goals for the Vancouver Canucks because they just aren't scoring with any regularity right now.
Jeff, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot for popping on today.
Hey, appreciate having me, and sorry about the little techno glitch there off the top.
That's on our side anyway, I think. So don't you be sorry about that. We'll talk again. There you go. That is that.
All right, enjoy the game tonight, guys.
Out of Vancouver, does an absolutely tremendous job covering the Vancouver Canucks, and he has for a long, long, long time. And I think he made a great point right off the top. And I know there will be people in this market who feel like there has to be some sort of message sent. I think the message needs to be sent to the officials. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to do that.
Cross-check to an official. I mean, Josh Brown.
Probably not, but just call the game. I don't know what message actually needs to be sent between these two teams. And it's a big game.
I think we just like teams. Saying message sent. Yeah. After a game like Saturday night, we all love to kind of come back.
Sometimes it's a little lazy.
Got to send a message to who? To what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just Send him. Somebody's got to send one.
There's got to be something.
There's got to be somebody's got to.
All right, Scalding Hot Takes. Do we have Gager? Is he hopping around anywhere? Well, the mid is sitting up there.
Up for grabs now.
Let's see. I wonder if... let's see here. Let me fire Gager a text.
No Gager right now.
Did you send him the link today?
Yes, I did.
The judge is in his chambers. Feet up.
Sometimes he does a surprise entrance. You think he'll be coming through those doors?
No.
I hope not. We'd have to...
No. Well, we'd have to get the third mic set up. I mean, I'd love to see it.
Sure, but...
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Man, look at that. Perfect timing. Gager, what a legend. All right, Gager's going to join us for Scalding Hot Takes. Then we've got the Marmot Basin Ski Report. Let's see here. Marmot Basin Ski Report. Let's see if Brian sent over the update. I always
he's always
getting these here.
He's an hour early usually.
That is as steady as email as you could possibly imagine.
Absolutely.
I mean, he always lets us know what's happening up in Marmot, so we'll have that for you. Coming up here as well, and then the wrap for William Huff, text of the day, sound of the day, and more. Let's get into Scalding Hot Takes. So there's Gager. He's looking very judgy this morning. Gager, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, boys. How's the morning going?
It's been a pretty good morning, Gager. Big game tonight between the Oilers and Canucks. Not sure if you were aware, but...
You're going to eat a banana pepper.
And I'm going to eat a banana pepper next week. Can you believe that?
Again, just find something that you might like, Dusty.
These guys think I might like banana peppers.
They're very hot.
You don't like hot stuff.
Oh, they're very hot?
Very hot.
Well, you didn't tell me they were very hot.
Well, they're not very hot. They're not, but they're a little spicy. You're not going to like that.
Are they more spicy than a regular pepper? Like a red pepper?
Well, yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you even know what a red pepper tastes like?
No, I don't mind. Grilled peppers, like green and orange peppers if they've been, cooked, boiled.
Really?
Well, however you cook.
What do you have those in?
I don't know. Tam sneaks them into my rice sometimes, and I just have to eat them.
Oh,
yeah. I never choose them, but sometimes there are things that I can't pick around because it would be immature.
I'm trying to find something that you will like on a regular basis, not something like that pickled herring that's in the fridge. No one's touching that.
No, we got to throw that out.
I think Zach would probably go down with that.
You can have it if you want, if you're listening. Yeah.
He's been eyeing it up.
So, I mean, the only way someone's doing that is battering it and putting it and deep frying it. Maybe then it'll be okay. But no, I'm on a quest, Dusty. I'm gonna one of my goals for 2025 is to expand the palette of one Dustin Nielson, where he goes, you know what? I'm gonna put this into the rotation.
Can you imagine that? I don't think my food rotation has changed in 20 years, Gager.
Yeah,
so
I know.
That would be quite the accomplishment, man. That'd be very good. That's a great goal for you. It really is. All right. Lieutenant Eric, you are the defending champion, so you will go first.
Okay.
I will go second. And YouTube Trev will have the hammer today. Trev, your thoughts on the hammer?
I like having the hammer.
Good.
It's nice.
Good. That's excellent. And you've got the bed. You've got the clips. We're ready to go. Judge, you ready? You've got your system set up?
Let's do this.
All right. Scalding Hot Takes. Here we go.
Gosh.
Let's do it.
Time now for Scalding Hot Takes.
Rick Tocchet will have his players ready for tonight. You can bet on it.
Hot take alert.
McDavid will have more of an impact offensively tonight than Elias Pettersson.
That's a hot take.
An Oilers statement is more useless than Bouchard in a scrum.
Careful. That take's hot.
If the nacho thrower was an immigrant, they'd be all over Yegwave.
The hottest of takes.
Connor Garland is just angry because he knows he'll never be able to ride a roller coaster.
Wow, scalding hot take.
Why does coaching staff have to explain drills 3 times to Bouchard? Because he's slow and dumb.
Hot take alert.
Connor McDavid should initiate strike action and pick it outside Rogers Place during tonight's game. And if you go to the game, he yells in your face that you're a scab.
That's a hot take.
The NHL does need to do a better job protecting its players. From Connor McDavid.
Careful. That take's hot.
The Toronto Blue Jays are like NHL refs. They just sit back and do nothing.
The hottest of takes.
Leon Draisaitl will catch Wayne Gretzky before Alex Ovechkin does.
Wow, scalding hot take.
The most surprising thing about Myers' cross-check is that Bouchard didn't avoid the contact.
Hot take alert.
NHL refs are like being a Blue Jay because no one wants to be one.
That's a hot take.
Dusty thinks a banana pepper is banana with black pepper sprinkled on top.
Careful. That take's hot.
Connor will come back from this suspension a better player just because of the advice he'll get in the press box.
The hottest of takes.
The guy that threw those nachos has just been contacted by the Blue Jays. Just kidding. He just signed with the Yankees.
Wow, scalding hot take.
All righty then. Let's get to this was a good round. We said this morning, like Trev said he had 8 takes. You're 3.5 in. I liked what I was bringing to the table.
It's hot in here.
You do not want to be the judge. Fergie saying 3-way tie. Great work all. Gager, what do you got?
This is probably the closest it's ever been. Oh, wow. And it's just by one tick that the glove is on the move, and Dusty, you're taking home the glove by a hair. By a hair. LTE Trev tied.
I called it last night on Twitter, and I was about to look like a fraud.
You called your shot?
I did.
Wow.
Last night around 11 o'clock, I said, I'm winning hot takes tomorrow.
You got to quote tweet it now and show everybody your receipt.
In fact, in the tweet, I did say, I had the gif of Will Ferrell saying called it. This was your Yeg wave take.
That's not wrong.
That was good. Gager, was it one take that was the difference here? Or?
Yeah, one take. It was see, Eric, you won the I gave you the last one, and that was good. And then Dusty Trev had, I felt your last take were similar, and they tied. But you had won on the previous take, Dusty, in the 3 rounds.
Oh wow!
The 4th round, you edged out everyone in that 4th round, and that's what put you over the top.
Wow! What a close event!
Shot your shot.
Excellent work, everybody. Gager, thank you very much, man, and we'll see you a little bit later on.
Sounds good.
There you go. That's Joaquin Gage, the judge, and of course, the co-host of Two Guys and the Goalie and EST Afternoons. So you'll get a 3-hour dose of Gager today from noon until 2 right here, or noon until 3 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
D-Rock says you need an exotic palate party.
What is that?
I think we all just bring in a food. Maybe at the staff meeting next week, too.
I don't want to ruin a staff meeting by trying something.
Ruin?
Right? Yeah, that's not great, I don't think.
Maybe for you, but...
it would be great for you guys.
I'd love that.
It'd be great for you guys. All right, let's get into your snow report for Marmot Basin. Here we go. Snow report. Marmot Basin. On the list. You just made the list.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked?
Stoked.
Just
I'm
so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so. Something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
Temperature this morning out at Marmot, -6. Forecasted high of -4. So warming up just a little bit. Little bit of a trace of new snow last night. 12 centimeters of new snow in the past week. Settled snowpack sitting at 70 centimeters. And there are flurries in the forecast for today.
That's nice.
16 runs were groomed last night. All lifts are operating. And this is the final weekend of Jasper in January. Lots of events planned, including the ever-popular Jasper Street Party. Starts at 6 o'clock, followed by the fireworks. Check out skimarmot.com for all of the great deals they've got. Up at the hill. 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 Up at the hill.
Makes my day.
8:56, Marmot Basin Snow Report. If you want to ski at a place that is clearly hilarious and has a good sense of humor themselves, Marmot Basin Snow Report. In the Canadian Rockies.
Get up there. Give them some love from the wallet. They need it, right?
Yeah, let's help.
People still think that you shouldn't be, we got to give them no, get out there. Spend a little, yes. They need it right now. So
let's get that community back on track to being one of the best in the province like it always was.
The best.
Take
it over Banff any day.
All right, let's get into the wrap. Yeah, you know what? There's a different vibe in Jasper than there was in Banff. I know. I do. Yeah. I do enjoy chilling in Jasper more than a little bit of the hectic Banff lifestyle.
The commotion. Yeah.
Let Calgary have
all those
their
Calgarians
Banff.
hanging out.
Jasper is
slumming around.
ours. All right, let's get to the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, WilliamHuff.com. WilliamHuff.com.
No, we're over 300 likes.
I'm not. Oh God! You know what?
Sound of the day.
I did say do it. Sound of the day.
Nielson keeps his.
Nielson always pays his debts, even if they are a little bit. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
Changing 100.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We'll play a Tief's nacho song in a second. What did we learn on the show today? Trev knows what he learned.
Submarine subs because they look like submarines.
That's right, Trev.
Never knew that.
You didn't even know that it was called a submarine.
Well, the sub from submarine.
I was wondering if it. Did we ever confirm this? Is that why they're called?
It has to be the reason. It was William J. Submarine in 1518 who came up with the idea of a sandwich and named it after himself.
We also learned today that I'm going to try a banana pepper next week, and apparently way more spicier than regular peppers.
Now, you said you wanted a cracker. I think we're fine with that. Like
I'm gonna like spice something up.
I want to put it on an Oreo.
Exactly what I was talking to you about. I think he'd like that.
But then we're taking away. There's a lot of flavor profile.
Okay, well,
in there
we'll
that
have
could
one
be.
by itself.
I think you need
and
to
then
have
we'll
one by itself.
What's the other thing we're having?
Well, no, we'll get you to have one by yourself.
I'll show you. You'll like it actually. It's actually really good.
A bit of a poverty platter we'll bring in. It's
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a good way to put it.
Let's get to your sound of the day today. I said if we got to 300, we'd
gave
play
it a
Atief's
2.
nacho song. Eric ranks this 2 out of 10 on the Atief scale.
Little high.
Hey, nacho fan. I got to be a nacho fan. I go to the Oilers game and I buy $25 nachos. Nacho fan. I'm a grown ass adult, but I act like a spoiled kid. Nacho fan. So I get pissed off because the Oilers were playing like crap during part of the game. Then Corey Perry scored the nacho goal. Corey Perry's got the nacho goal. Nacho fan. I'm a grown adult, but I act like a spoiled kid.
I mean, we almost
it goes
made it
on
through.
like that. Yeah.
You know, he had me at nacho fan at the beginning. I might save that part. Nacho fan.
And you think he's going to rhyme it with man, but he goes off act like a spoiled
the one when he's just like,
young
boy. I was going to say man, but anyway. You know, I think because of the nacho fan riff,
you're giving it a 3.
I'm going to give it like a 4 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
I'll give it a 4 out of 10. There you go. Johnny Alberta says, thank you for your gift of song, Atief. Like the nacho fan.
Well, the whispering it at 4:30 a.m. in the condo really.
Yeah,
doesn't want to wake up the neighbors. Hey?
Yeah. I'm submitting my early claim for That Hurts with James H. Brown. Trent, I would like to sue Atief for damaging my ears. All right, your text of the day today.
You'd take that jury call, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'd love to be on the Atief trial. The text of the day today is going to be a text. It's going to be way too long to win like text of the year. But came in earlier. I never read it. It's from a familiar name.
So it's not John Anderson Taves.
It's not John Anderson Taves.
Because that was real good.
Which was pretty good. Where is it? It came in the 6 o'clock hour. I didn't get it. I got to go back and find it. Text of the day today will be for A&W. Bacon and egg, sausage and egg, combination of both. 2 for $6, and it is game day. What's the deal on game day, Rick?
$5 Mama Burger and regular fries. And if you want to add a little slice of cheese on there, it's a little extra, but I'd suggest you do it.
Kelvin is saying, guys, the only redemption for that clip might be John T. and Victoria. Hey, the
oh no,
Macho Man, Nacho Man
that
remix
guy
from
can
John
polish
T.
a turd like nobody's business. Yeah. Atief could heavy breathe into his phone for 5 minutes, and John T would like turn that into something marvelous, right?
All right, Guy Flaming is going to win text of the day today.
Oh, Hugh Jazz.
Guy Flaming in as Hugh Jazz. And Oilers, I like everybody knowing that Guy Flaming likes to text in as Hugh Jazz. And Oilers win tonight without them beating up the Canucks. We'll be taking like a long soak in the tub without any bubble bath. It might get the job done, but it won't be satisfying. And the stigma, #human soup, signed Hugh Jazz.
Congratulations, Hugh.
Congratulations, Hugh Jazz. You, sir, have one text of the day today. I like the end of stigma for Trev's bubble baths, man. It's sticking. Yeah, it's good.
Wow, he's on board. That's great.
Yeah.
I've got one on board. That's pretty cool, actually.
It's a trend now. All right, the Hangout is coming up next. The Hangout will be live from 2 minutes from now until 11 o'clock. I will be back on the Lock Shop. Huss is coming in off a root canal today. So he's like,
no vaping then.
I've got Jake signed up to come on too, just in case I'm still a little numb. But I got to get numb post root canal Huss on the Lock Shop today.
That easily gets 5 big booms.
Oh,
eh?
yeah. Oh, God. Huss, myself, Jake, 11 to noon today. It'll be glue guy and a goalie today.
Yeah.
I have an appointment and then I'm heading out of town. So Jay is going to sit in with Cass and Gager today from 12 to 1 on 2 guys and a goalie. EST afternoons from 1 to 3. Reed Wilkins show from 3 to 6. GCL Diesel pregame show at 6 o'clock. Just a great day of sports talk coming down the pipe here on TuneIn, on iHeart, at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, over on YouTube, available via podcast after the fact. Thank you very much for the support. Enjoy that hockey game tonight. Should be great. You have fun with Phrase tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I will.
And
as always.
And I'm going down to High River to deliver a title for White Mud West. That's what I'm doing.
Have fun in the hotel.
Yeah,
give us a pool update.
I hope there's a water slide. And I do plan on texting you guys pictures of nachos tonight.
Nachos tonight.
Nachos tonight for the boys. Yes. All right, for YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielson. I will talk to you on the Lock Shop. Turn on autoplay on YouTube. Take your radar over to the Hangout. Who's on the Hangout today? This guy right here.
Yeah,
Lieutenant Eric, Brendan,
yes,
and Maddie.
Brendan Eric.
Could be an all-timer. You guys could be a Wheel of Fortune category. Brendan, Eric, Holt, before and after.
You just blew my mind.
I know. Talk to you later. Take it easy.